Hello. Welcome to the Yellow Brick Road.
Alright, guys. We saw The Last Jedi last night.
For the last time.
I might watch it again.
I'll definitely watch it again.
I gotta watch it in 3D though.
Alright, so
hurt your eyes?
Yes. It's
What we're gonna do is we're gonna sort of-
crappy CGI.
what we're going to do is go, like, basically chronological order through the entire movie. Spoilers, if anybody cares, I don't care.
Okay.
But for people who...
It's their
Yeah.
fault for watching the video.
For people who nerd out for Star Wars shit, you probably care about that. So, it's going to be all spoilers. Let's start with the synopsis, and then we'll get going. Rey develops her newly discovered abilities with the guidance of Luke Skywalker, who is unsettled by the strength of her powers. Meanwhile, the Resistance prepares to do battle with the First Order. That's a shitty synopsis.
Well, half the movie they're in space. There's like the fucking Empire is.
Nah.
What do they call it? The First Order. The First Order is chasing the Republic, like for like half the movie. They're like, we'll run out of gas eventually.
Nah, that synopsis says absolutely nothing. Like, we could have wrote that after the first one ended. Just been like, this is what's going to happen now. This bland fucking thing. Anyways. Alright, I guess we start with the big battle that starts out in the first minutes.
Oh, the bombers.
Yeah. Alright, any comments on that?
The one random Asian lady.
And basically it's the Resistance. You guys gotta help me because I'm not Star Wars,
Alright.
whatever.
So,
Star Wars what?
Star Wars literate.
okay, the Resistance.
So I'm sort of guessing with words.
Ships, bombs,
Yeah, but there's teams with those ships, right?
rebels.
Yeah, the Resistance, right? Versus the First Order. Okay.
Alright. Where you going with
Uh,
this?
So the movie starts out with them,
Having a
the Resistance,
There's some kind of battle going on.
the Resistance making an attack on the First Order.
No, you got it wrong. What are they called? The New Order?
First Order?
First Order. They're going to the rebels' base at that planet. They're trying to wipe out. Remember the pilot is like in space and he's like making fun of him and he's like, "Oh, I
Okay.
can't hear you."
Oh.
And keeps repeating himself.
Okay.
So that's the Resistance base. They keep going from planet to planet, and the First Order is trying to wipe them out. Remember in the last one, Force Awakens, they had like that new Doomsday weapon that powers up from the sun and
Yeah. Star Killer or something like that?
yeah. So basically, they starts off with the First Order is trying to like wipe out the rest of the Republic, and and then that turns into the Republic running away, and then they have some kind of like stand.
Okay.
They have some kind of stand.
That's basically, what they basically did was foreshadowing with Poe Dameron
Oh yeah, that's the man
disobeying Leia, and it's like, oh, we can go for the big kill rather than the small victory, right?
Yeah, didn't he celebrate way too happily? Like he lost like all the bombers, like
Yeah.
over 50 people. How many people on each ship?
So-
Like
so
there was
like-
two.
yeah.
So 2 times he definitely lost like 20 of his own guys, and he's like, yeah! He's all celebrating and proud.
Not like anybody died, you know. I see no funerals or nothing.
That's when this is like you said, like for the rest of the movie, this is the tone. Every time someone dies, they're just like, okay.
Well,
No, you see someone like.
hold
it's like,
on.
It's like I'm hit. Ah! Then
Oh,
you
the
see
fat
them
guy.
like you just see him go like. Anyway,
They brought back the fat pilot.
To be fair, it's a Disney movie and they don't harp on deaths too much unless it's the main character.
Yeah, like Luke Skywalker.
We'll get to. I have some notes on that shit. We'll get to that. So yeah, there's like, I would think 2 vital things I've seen in that. It was the Poe disobeying Leia, and it was the Asian girl, Paige, with the necklace.
Yeah.
She sacrificed herself
Well, I was confused.
to release
Did
the bombs into the thing.
Do all the bombers like thought they were just gonna like suicide, or did they really think they were gonna survive? And why did that one bomber ship survive so much longer than the other ones?
it's ships that transporting bombs and they're supposed to cover them. and they got fucked up
Yeah, but remember all the other bombers got like blown up out of the sky.
because they failed.
But the one was like in the sky for like
yeah.
a minute. She was like
So-
in the sky and like for over a minute, and she somehow hers didn't get killed.
It's called dramatic.
Oh, third one.
I catch it.
My laptop, man.
Oh. I catch the control with my hand. Last second.
But she was gonna live though, right?
No, she was definitely gonna.
No. If she didn't fall down the thing,
No, she was dead either way.
the ship just collapsed and fell into the fire, didn't it? Because no one was driving it.
I think she.
Am I right about that?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Right?
So there was a two-person. Yeah, her partner got killed somehow in the
Got
fight.
murked.
And she wasn't fucked till she fell down the thing for dramatic purposes.
I love it though. She's taking her time, just climbing.
I know.
She's like, right, left. I'm like, bitch, fucking run up that ladder, man. Fuck.
And then the remote's falling in fast motion, and she just like catches it.
If someone's like, James, hit the detonator, I'm like, should probably run up, something. Like,
When she was like clutching at her necklace, I thought she was using it as like she was gonna use it as a boomerang to
Yeah.
hit the switch or something, so it fall down. I'm like, why is this thing important?
But
We end up
get-
finding
get
out
to
later.
that. Yeah, it wasn't that important.
well,
It's okay.
I didn't remember what it was called, but I realized, I'm like, oh, it's another half of the necklace.
What do they call it? Other half of the.
We'll get to that part.
That's very
Where
easy
it's
to see.
possible symbol. You can't say that out the jump.
I don't know. I
It's
didn't.
a possible
It was the
symbol.
first time they actually did it, something like that in Star Wars.
It's all, you know.
Symbolism?
No,
all-
like the medallion, the what do you call it?
Medallion?
The medallion.
Necklace?
There you go. Yeah, like they haven't done that before, as far as I know.
It's all, you know, very right-brainy, so you can't just say this is it, but you can throw guesses out there. So any comment on that first little part? I put some little notes down. I mean, it looked like they were trying to go for that retro '70s look. Like even the uniforms and the way it was shot. I'm like, are they using like a filter on the camera to make it look a little bit '70s-ish? But you know, HD enough to where you see everything clearly, but a little bit of '70s-ness.
See, that's why I want
Tons of CG.
That's why I want to
like
see it in
sell that.
3D, because I don't know if it's gonna jump out a little differently.
It don't matter to me. It's just too much CGI going on.
Well, that it could be from like a 70s to like.
Yeah,
Too much.
the very beginning where the ships, I guess they're just stopping coming out of light speed, and the
Oh,
ships
that
are
was
like
so
this.
stupid.
Like my hand when it's out of picture, it's like it looks like that. It's fucking bad.
Yeah, nothing like the other Star Wars.
I don't know if they were attempting practical effects, like those were real constructed mini ships, and then they like sort of green screened them or CGI'd them into the picture, but it was
Yeah, I
it
would
looked-
have. I would have
looked
tipped.
bad.
You're asking yourself what that was when they just blatantly show up on screen like,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
ships, yeah. That's like the first part, I think.
do you know what that is?
Light speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I said
he's
that
comparing it
looks
to A
bad.
New Hope. He's comparing it to A New Hope, like the original.
Like you're
Like,
better
it actually
off.
Looks cool.
You're better off going from the ship's perspective, right? From when you're in the cockpit and you're flying out and you can see the stars.
I've seen them do it before.
It looks better for me. It looks better that way. I thought the fucking dialogue, the banter between the fucking pilots is
Well,
corny,
also
corny fucking shit.
Also, the guy in charge of the First Order was way too relaxed. Like for
Who?
what
The Nazi?
the Nazi
Is it
guy
that-
with the red hair.
Yeah.
Like he was just way too relaxed talking to the Republic. Like I know he's young and all, but
Oh, okay.
It's like,
right.
the Jews, I mean, the Republic will die.
oh wait, can we laugh about? Can we laugh about like when the Snort guy? What's his name?
Snort?
Snort.
It's Slug.
Slug? No, it's not Slug.
I'm kidding, it's Snoke.
Snoke. Wait, remember when he put his head on screen and then all of a sudden the Nazi guy just like fell in like a magnet, and you dragged him. Like, didn't you think that was funny? He was just like, whoa!
I was
I
like,
think I winced a little bit. His face went directly into the floor.
no, I
I'm like, your
I thought-
nose and
yeah,
teeth should be
I thought it was
chipped and
yeah,
shit. All that
I was
shit.
expecting to see like a crooked nose, some blood running down, teeth missing like a hockey player, and then
Then
he's like,
nope.
my lip is a little busted, but I'm fine. I'm like, orbital fracture? No.
Blame Disney. So I just watched Empire Strikes Back,
Fuck, dude.
I love
and
that movie.
Luke gets attacked by like some like snow monster thing.
Yeah.
And you can see all the scrapes and scars and pulled across his face and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they showed it back then. Why not now?
Well, now,
Oh, they got bought by Disney.
Yep.
That's what
Disney doesn't want to show any scar.
We'll get
except
with that.
Kylo Ren's scar.
I'll get more into that
Horrible.
too. Once again, it's fucking fast forward fucking pacing. Like we're here, we're there, we're here, we're there. Scene's
No
over.
storytelling.
That's it.
At the start.
And then because I just started watching Dragon Ball Z, so I'm seeing this anime style dialogue where they're naming the attacks basically.
Big man attack.
Hit the trigger 3 times, then push the button, then this. It's like, all right, man.
No, it's
You don't need to explain this to it. We can
my
see
attacks
you
aren't
do-
working. Maybe if I try this, overhand right hook or something. It didn't work. Well, maybe you trying. Like,
Kyoken.
it's really annoying when the dialogue's explaining everything as it's going. Wait, I know what's happening. It's blah, 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 blah. It's like, way to fill in 5 minutes. Just make the movie 3 hours if you have to.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll watch it. No.
Dude, literally, I thought we were in there for 3 hours. It felt very long. Like, I'm like, when is this gonna
It
end?
was probably 2.5.
But
Close
like,
to 2.5, I think.
but if they got rid of a bunch of stupid shit, they could have had it in 2 hours, and we would have been happier. I think.
I think it needed to be longer. I think they need
That's
to
what I
fill.
said.
I think they need to fill in certain
You
parts.
can't speed up shit, and expect it to be better. It like if I'm
They
filling in,
didn't. I don't think they sped up from the last movie. I think they
that's not what I
kept.
meant. I said just in general.
I think they cut a couple things.
It's like
honestly.
if we're gonna try to cram everything into 5 minutes versus let's just make it 15 minutes and have some actual explaining. Like, oh, I just happened to see this guy that I need to talk to. It's like there's no pace. There's no. I have to go through this and this to see whoever.
All right, so
It's just it's like A F instead of B C
D.
That's pacing, and that's from what I've seen. That seems like a staple for Star Wars movies. They seem to have that really fast-paced action, guys spinning around and fucking in their ships and shit. Like in what's it called? The first one.
New Hope.
Yeah. Like they get sidetracked, the ship spins in circles and shit. There's no like pacing going on. It's just action, 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 action. Switch to this, more action. Switch to this, more action.
I mean, there was a couple times Vader was like chasing some guys, and there was dialogue, but yeah,
It's
you're
not
right.
about dialogue. It's about how fast they're moving at it. Like Mark Hamill, right? It's like you can't watch Transformers just go 1,000, 2 1,000. Everything's just moving constantly.
There's constant noise, constant.
Did he say
sound,
that about Star Wars too, though?
constant
He
shit
was
happening?
he was comparing Star Wars to Transformers.
Oh,
And
okay.
he added that in, which means he probably thinks that about the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Let's
ESPN.
yeah. All right, let's move on. All right, the next significant thing that I saw was Finn waking up, and it was what I didn't expect. It was instant comedy. Like it was instantly a joke. I thought
The seriousness of 40 people dying was just like, Finn's awake!
no, he walks out with the water
weird-
tubes and shit on
And,
him.
like water's coming out and some
Yeah.
shit.
He's instantly the comic relief. I'm expecting like a darkened.
As soon as he walks out of there, my assumption was he's
Movie's over.
he's labeled as the comic relief character. That's it.
The new Jar Jar Binks.
It's no,
He's Jar Jar Binks.
not necessarily.
Actually, I think I like Jar Jar Binks better.
He's
That
instantly
sucks.
labeled as a comic relief guy. Just instantly. It's like all credibility as far as like the build of the character, as far as growth, was like. I was like, in that moment, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I'm like, I'm not liking this.
I thought he was going to have a
That
darkened, deeper character because he almost got killed right there.
He was in a
He was he was afraid of death in the first movie, right? He's afraid. He's afraid. He's
Then he wakes
afraid.
up, where's Rick?
Then it actually happens. Once that happens, you should be like, oh, okay. Like when I was a little kid and I was afraid of needles, I'm like, no, no, no. Then when they put the needle in, it's like, oh, that's it. And you move on. I don't know. You get tougher.
It's not.
Yeah, he didn't grow at all from the last movie.
fucking weird.
No, he didn't. Really. He was on the brink of death and nothing changed for
Mercury
him.
and all that. No?
What?
Needles. Mercury.
Ah. I
You
don't
go
know.
tougher, yeah.
So you're saying he should have got needles instead of the bubble?
What
But
I'm
you
saying is fuck the pharmaceutical company.
your fear of needles, sort of, right? You dissipate a bit once you realize, oh, it's not a big deal.
It is a big
So why does he wake up and say,
Maybe it
"Where's
is.
Ray?" Like,
Alright.
really, dude?
What's his link?
It's like that's your first thought. That's his first thought is Ray, but he doesn't get with Ray. like,
No, he's in a
No,
coma.
no one does. Right?
so you wake up from a
We'll,
coma.
we'll get to that. We'll get to
That would be your first thought. Where's Ray? Like you don't even know. Who
He doesn't know what happened. He knows who
Yeah.
Ray is.
Nah. Not
he
that
knows
well.
some shitty things happened and he was experiencing it. The last thing he saw was him, or after Kylo Ren cut him, he knows that it was just Kylo
okay.
Ren
Yeah,
and Ray
then he got
left.
knocked out. Yeah.
So it would make
Alright.
sense to ask about Ray.
Okay.
I don't mind that at all.
That's the reason he
I
even
just don't
came
mind
back,
the. I don't
right?
mind the. Now it's just
Like,
that's what he does the whole movie. That's it.
Yeah.
The
He thinks
Did
he's
you
all
say that?
cool.
it's funny, right? Yeah. It's like
all right, I
think
sort of
it's a
understand.
girlfriend.
Ray was the reason he even came back. Right, he was boarding a ship to leave the whole situation.
Yeah. Harrison Ford was like, "All right, go over there." His character was like, "All right, go over there." Han Solo.
Yeah. All right.
I don't mind the fact that he's in a coma. I don't mind the fact that he asked like where's Ray in that moment. It's just like you instantly make this like a comedy like scene. Looks like a dumbass walking around. You know, shit. Oh, he's naked. Oh, he's naked out in the hall. Poe's like, where?
I honestly thought I was watching Pirates of the Caribbean over again.
It's like
Like when you see like the Poe pilot, he's like joking with the First Order, like he's the shit. He's just like one little ship that's gonna Star Destroyers, and like I'm like, oh great, this is like Johnny Depp versus all the people going after pirates, and somehow he escapes and doesn't get killed. So that's and then we see Finn come out and he's oh my god, it was like this is Disney. Yep.
they could have made him awakening from that so like more meaningful.
Yeah,
Actually,
I thought it'd be a darkened character.
in the trailer, right? It
That's
should-
what it
Yeah,
looked like. Like
right?
he matured.
Come on.
No. I mean, yeah.
But that implies him fighting or something, right? Usually he's running away. That implies him like
Usually he's running away.
Which leads us to our next point.
drinking elephant water.
Yeah. I knew I was right. I didn't want to say it, but now I can. He looked like a runaway slave in the first movie. And he was right. Jody drinking elephant water and shit.
Said he gets his back whipped or something, right?
He does get his back whipped. Fuck, you know what, man? Maybe he lost a toe instead of a foot. Who knows? You know?
Fuck. All right. Anything else significant from there? Because I might be jumping like plot points.
You're not jumping. The only time
No, for me, I just wrote down what I thought was significant.
Well, hold on. In the trailer, you see him awakening from like a coma of some sorts. You see him like in a tube, basically.
Yeah.
And it's funny. You know what? It is like trolling someone. Wake up in a trailer, the music, the setting. Obviously, I know it's a trailer and whatnot, but it's like he just wakes up. He's like, ah, ah. I'm like,
It wasn't that for me. It was where he bangs his head against the fucking
Yeah, he wakes
thing.
up.
I'm like, oh, he's instantly a joke now.
he wakes up in that shit. I mean, that's what I mean. He's comic relief.
All that depth where
It's instantly like
he showed courage to defend Ray, he throws it all away. Wakes up and he's instantly in a joke situation. Then after that, he leaves the tube thing and he's spilling water everywhere. And he's in another joke
he's
situation.
looking. He's looking around that indignant look on his face. Just
Oh, I guess I could add something. Poe in the first movie just seemed like any other pilot. Like he
Nah, I don't know about that.
I mean, he shot down other fighters and he looked like a, but he didn't look like he.
Didn't he do that move where he like?
they say something I liked.
But what I'm getting at is he was like a commander. Like, how do you become a commander out of nowhere? Like, they should have implied that in the first movie.
He's already established.
Yeah, he was already established.
Not that he was commander.
They
He was
trusted
just a
him
regular
with,
guy.
They trusted him with the map with for Luke. Right? He had BB-8 had the map.
BB.
He put the thing.
So
in
why
BB-8.
would they take his command away so quick?
Because he's
They were teaching it. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to our opinions on that.
All right.
I'm just gonna.
So,
I'm just trying to quote. What's her name?
Who?
When
Leia.
Leia?
when she kind of like when she's like, no,
Oh, can we quote like
No.
these milfs in this movie? Like they want
We'll
probably
get to
so
that.
bad.
We'll get to whatever. All right. Next thing I have is Ray handing Luke his lightsaber, and then he throws it away.
I was not expecting that.
Which was,
Not at
I
all.
think they did it. If I remember correctly, they filmed it in a joking style. Like he's like, and he just throws it away or something.
Yeah.
They do like the comedic pause where there's just
But
silence there.
I didn't feel any comedic.
Audience laughter. Fill in this spot right here.
But I didn't feel like that was funny. Like something was wrong with that
I'm
scene.
just saying. I think they were going for that.
That's what I thought they were going for, but I didn't get humor from that. I was just like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. And I saw a little nostalgia hint. They had like Luke's ship,
Yeah. And
X-wing fighter thing.
yeah.
It was in the water, right?
from Empire Strikes
That
Back.
was straight up nostalgia triggering, if you will. Anything else to say about that? Ray meeting Luke? Guys? I don't have much to say.
Master Skywalker. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
why you calling that?
How does he know he's a master? Han Solo said he was a really good Jedi. Like he didn't say he was the master Jedi that like
It's
we
whatever.
should
It's,
bow down
it's just
to.
like get like cheat codes. Like what? She's like,
She was awfully familiar with him, and
Master
she never
Skywalker.
met him. So that's why I thought that maybe they were connected. Like like maybe she's like related to Obi-Wan, or she's a kid of Skywalker. But no,
no.
not at all. But she was
I
very
think she's
familiar.
heard enough about him to be able to say that.
I don't think so.
At first, I questioned it. Then I'm like, everyone's
Understand.
here talking about the whole mission of the first one was finding Luke. Like,
Well, he's-
that was
To her, he
One of
was
the
like,
biggest-
to her, he's like a legend.
yeah.
So I get it.
But she didn't even know anything about the Jedi until last movie. So out of nowhere, she just has this passion. Like,
I think she heard him, right? Someone brings the word up. She's like, really? Like that almost?
Yeah.
With, it might have been Han Solo.
Yeah.
There you go.
The
I
Force
still-
is real.
So they're probably like a, you know,
I still don't understand why
Urban legend.
she's able to see in like what Luke saw in his past. Like they show that some clips in the first movie.
Oh no, they're giving like a depiction of like what's happened.
No. When she first saw the Force and like that lightsaber was calling to her, she saw a scene
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
in
yeah.
this movie, and that was Luke in the past when Kylo Ren destroyed the temple or whatever. She
I don't
saw
mind
that
that.
scene,
I don't mind that.
we'll get to that.
but like, how can she see that? Like, she's not related to him. Why? How can she see
Doesn't
that
have to.
scene?
We'll get to that.
All right.
They can see visions.
Anything else from that?
I thought Luke should
Little
have
scene?
a little more character there, like a little something else to say. Like, what are you doing on this planet? Like, how did you get this lightsaber? He didn't even mention like that was his old lightsaber. Like, he didn't even recognize it. You're just like, oh, it's a lightsaber. I'm not a Jedi anymore.
I'm sure he knew it was his. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck this. Like,
Yeah, it seemed more like.
But there's no nostalgia. Like, that was his first
That
Jedi
is nostalgia.
lightsaber. That was his first lightsaber. He didn't give a shit.
If he has the mystique of, this wise Jedi guy, does he really need to ask a lot of questions? Can't he just be like, I can sense that this is this and this is that? He could probably sense her, whatever power, right?
Yeah. Well, he got really surprised when she went on the stone.
no,
She
He can't do that?
not yet.
Okay.
It's not established yet.
Okay.
Well, what he's saying is like
I
he's
know what
supposed
he's
to be
saying.
this master, like how how Yoda was so good with the Force, he could feel any kind of person that has Force powers. So he's saying that maybe
Oh, the
he already
Snoke guy
sensed-
from wherever fucking planet he's from, he could sense her, right?
yeah. So I think Luke had enough.
If someone's being like active or whatever or paying attention.
I don't know.
A lot of theories. I'm not sure.
Well, he has all the theories of the Jedi Temple right there, the history. So he has to know something.
Alright, let's go on to where we meet Snoke. I don't know his full name. Just call him Snoke.
When he was like bashing his
Supreme Leader Snoop.
There was some like
he was bashing Kylo Ren.
I think
so
he has
bad.
shitty dialogue almost throughout the 90% of his dialogue is just shitty, like trying to give you history of what's already happened. He's like he literally calls Kylo Ren like a new Vader. It's like, oh, I wonder who they're setting Kylo Ren up to be. You're supposed to be a new Vader. It's like, all right.
That's why I took you under my wing.
That's bad writing, man.
I thought he was
Supposed
going to
to
have
subtly do it.
I thought he was going to be a good villain, but they just
I
didn't give him much at all.
I already knew Kylo Ren was going to take the reign as the main villain.
Yeah, I already sensed that.
I just wanted more Snoke to do more
Dialogue.
shit.
Yeah, like why did
He
Kylo
does
Ren?
do some important shit.
Why did
but
Kylo Ren fear this guy? I wanted to know why. Except, I know he has crazy force powers, but I don't know. Like, there's no background on him. There's no history of him. Like, why did he come out from like the deep part of a galaxy, a different galaxy, to come here now? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think he just serves as a gateway. That's basically it.
Yeah.
That's all he was ever really meant to be.
And in the same scene, I think, he's scolding Kylo Ren.
Yeah, for losing to a girl that never used a lightsaber before.
You let an untrained girl beat you. Is a quote I wrote down.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. And then Kylo's just like a child. He's like, I did everything you said.
I've learned everything you taught me.
Which leads to Kylo Ren, I guess, in like an elevator or something, and he destroys.
You
It's
forget the
all-
part where he tries to fuck him up.
What's that?
He's like
Say it.
insulting him.
Okay, what's
Then
that?
he goes to get him, like, go fuck him up. Then he stops him. You remember that?
Where he goes to fuck up who?
Snoke.
Goes to fuck up Kylo Ren.
Oh, that's
Kylo Ren
right.
goes to fuck up Snoke. Then he stops.
He only got mad.
Okay.
The guard.
Where he
moved.
destroys the mask.
No, that was after.
Okay.
He tried to like charge at Snoke, but like the guard like tried to intervene, but didn't Snoke use his force power to like?
Snoke uses force powers to stop him.
Yeah.
He left and he
Then he smashed the helmet.
Once again, I wrote down shit that I felt was important
Well,
to me.
you looked down.
So you guys
It was
just
already
add
over.
shit in
Yeah.
as you go.
Alright.
Anything else to say about that? Before Kylo destroys the mask, there was a temper tantrum.
He never met his grandfather, so like why does he care so much to be compared to Vader?
Probably like the legend status, just like Luke Skywalker has legend status, to where Rey wants to meet him or whatever.
Yeah.
So it could just be like folklore and stories and shit.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it.
All right.
Oh, maybe he could have explained like the different levels of that force power of the Sith. Like there's like different Sith lords and different powers. So maybe he could have explained like, oh, I've already trained you so much and like let's say like Dragon Ball Z like 10 times Earth gravity, and now there's other levels where you could train to become even stronger into like the Sith or the Force side, good side of the Force. I don't know. But they didn't explain any of that. They were just like, I've taught you everything I know. You're a failure.
It's already established what?
Well,
I think they could have went in with that. Obviously, we're post Kylo Ren's like main training with Snoke, I guess.
What is it?
We don't know. That's why I'm saying I want
I mean, it's implied.
Yeah. So we're post that.
It's like, go kill this
First-
one, go kill this person, go kill this person.
But just because you kill that person doesn't mean you get that training. That just means it's on. It's like you practice, but then you go into a baseball game and you have to learn.
It's implied that he has all the skills
But under
of someone with
stress.
a lightsaber in the Force. Then there's the aspect of being a Sith where you cut off ties to, good,
Yeah.
your family,
Yeah.
all that shit. What
Okay.
you're supposed to do.
Alright.
Maybe.
No, that's it.
I think it's the
That
same
makes
thing.
sense. That makes a little sense. I mean, I think it's
That's why he mentions Han Solo again. It made you weaker because you have the conflict within you. Where it should have been just.
Yeah. I think we needed more out of
I just didn't get enough. That's all.
the Kylo Ren itself and the Snoke guy.
Yeah.
I mean, just as much as you can build a hero up, you need to build the bad guy up too. More than, I want to be like Darth Vader. I want to be like him. Do more than that. Man. All right. I guess they go back to the island with Luke and Rey. She's just following him around, and I see that Luke masters his environment. Like he knows like what to do in every situation. He does like the hunt, the fishing thing. He's so far away, can barely see into the water, just like and catches a fish like nothing. He also used that thing as like a what are they called?
Fish
Pole vault, right?
Yeah.
He just does that, just swings to the other side of a cliff or whatever. So
what did that mean to you? Like,
that he's mastered that environment. He does have the force power or whatever, but it's still a known territory to him.
Well,
this is like everyday shit for him.
Well, he actually didn't. He didn't use the force in that scene at all. He just used his natural ability.
See a fish that far away. I think he.
But there was implied a little later on that he hasn't used his force powers in a long time.
Maybe.
Huh.
Well, no, that's what he said. He said.
How was it implied?
He said he hasn't. Remember when Ren said, "I don't feel anything from you," like she felt everything else, like around. When he said, "You're the nature."
No, that was good and bad. No, yeah, you are right. You're all right. I thought they were saying
like where is his power level? Like you know how TPZ. There's power levels. Like you can sense it.
At first, I thought they were saying that she was zooming into the dark side, so he started disappearing because he's from the light side or whatever. But I think I got that wrong.
No, she saw the light part of the planet. She saw the dark side of the planet.
Yeah,
and then like she like sunk right into the dark side, and she didn't listen to him. And then she came out of it, and then he asked her, or like he was like walking away because like he was getting flashbacks or something. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't feel anything from."
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right.
All right. So the nature of the environment.
He masters his environment. Rey hears voices and follows the voices, which leads her and
the dark hole thing.
I don't know if someone says it, but I think it definitely implied that she has some sort of connection to the island, right? Does Luke say that?
I think so.
Someone says that, I think.
I think Luke said something
you've
about...
You've had some sort of experience on this island before.
And then he's like, "Who are you?"
Something like that.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
She was drawn to the Jedi's books.
Yeah. She was drawn to something on the island where she heard voices and shit. And she follows it.
I'm pretty sure it's the books. Like the history of whatever.
I thought it's just the whole aura of the thing, not really the books, but I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Like how she's drawn.
The temple,
she's
right?
drawn into that pit, huh?
It's a temple or something, right?
It's a temple. I think it's
Is
like,
it?
Used to be, maybe.
It probably was the original. He said something like that. He said this is the original.
Yeah.
Whatever. She is drawing like something was calling to her from the pit, like the lightsaber.
Yeah, that was later on.
Yeah.
In the movie.
I like
just
that.
a side note I wrote down. Like Luke is depressed and wants to live in exile. And he just blatantly says that.
Yeah,
I came here to die, is what he said, I believe.
Well, it's like, why don't you just fucking kill yourself? Like,
yeah.
I guess they're...
I understand what they're trying to do.
In a way, making him seem like a coward, almost.
Like he saw something. And
I think what they try to do is they try to make him... This devastating event took place, and he felt responsible, and he wanted to get away from it all.
Maybe he thought he was the strongest there was because he was the master that beat Darth Vader, and then somebody beat him.
I don't think
No. They show us why he's like that. They show us in this movie why he's like that. We'll get to that. Alright. I just wrote down the CGI light speed looks like shit.
Yeah, horrible.
Well, they what do they call it? They like advocate like seats. Light speed. It's like fuck. I never seen so much light speed in my life. Fuck. It's like about mine.
And then since when?
It's like someone's on coke.
Since when is that any Star Wars movie talking about oil? You're running out of oil for your ship.
Fuel.
They've never, fuel. They never said that ever in it.
I've seen it.
Star Wars.
I don't know.
Which one?
I'm a novice.
Episode 1.
Star Wars: New Hope.
I think so. Or it's power or something. Like, we have to land. We have to recharge or something. They land on Tatooine. Remember that silver ship? They land on Tatooine.
Oh, you
I
mean
don't remember that
you
one
mean the
too well.
Phantom Menace? We're not talking about Star Wars New Hope.
I remember. I wouldn't remember like
I think it meant just Star Wars.
details like that.
No, I did mean Star Wars. I forgot about Episode 1. I tried to forget.
All right. Blah blah blah. They slow tempo down and explain the plot more. That happens throughout Star Wars period, from what I've seen. Maybe not the original ones, but after that, it seems like that. Alright. Now we get to the scene that's from the trailer, where it's like Kylo Ren's fingers like hovering around the button, and Leia's in the ship like looking out at it. And he doesn't kill her, or try to kill her. It's the two ships like fly from
I
behind
thought
him,
about
right?
it.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it. It's the guys coming from the side
No,
that shoot into her window or whatever.
Yeah. They fired the
Yeah.
missile. He couldn't do it.
For some reason, she has an unprotected window facing out where the enemy's coming in. But,
Yeah.
you know,
So let's put our general right here.
Let's put an X. X marks the spot.
yeah. So they shoot up the ship.
See,
Wait,
I didn't
not
know.
even in Battlefront, you have like different parts of the ship where you have to damage. Like, why would you put your number one leader like in the easiest part where you can get?
Yeah.
I didn't mind like him like having that conflict there. You know,
That was
Oh,
cool.
yeah, that makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then you know, two people are like, "Fuck it," shoot at her, and he's like, pulling up.
If, all right, I'm going to tell you guys, if they did something more significant and later in the movie, I would have cared more about that scene.
No, they didn't.
They didn't do anything with it.
They didn't really, with
They
Kylo Ren specifically. If they did something more with him later on in the movie, I would have cared about that moment. Like, oh, that's important.
I care about the moment
Or
when
not
it's
just a
happening.
note that brushes over.
I care about the moment when it's happening, as far as what this could mean, what this could lead up to.
Which it could have been.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
why.
And then I see, you know, and then you get a close up. She gets shot at. She gets sucked into space. Everyone else is dead, you know. Not like she could have saved anybody else, right? But anyway, she's floating up, right? And she uses the force to fly to the other ship. You know, they open the door for her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come
I'm
on.
gonna come now. It's like, it's like, that was so fucking bad.
Yeah, like how can you
What'd you call
explain? How do you explain how she can use the Force? Just
I get it.
but they should have shown it at least up to
I
this
think.
point.
Well, from my, I don't know if it's canon or not, but it's in. Did I say that right?
Well, no, this is
Blank.
actual storyline, right?
Huh?
This is supposed to be actual storyline now.
Well, yeah.
This is not a canon Rogue One movie or something.
What?
Like no, I mean like Rogue One's not part of the storyline. You know, like
Yeah,
1
that's-
through 9.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's a prequel.
It's between.
That's a
But
part
But
of
they
it.
can do whatever the fuck they want with a prequel.
No,
like I'm talking about 1 through 9.
They have to stick to canon if they're a part of that. There's like 3 sets of trilogies going on, right?
What, hold on.
Rogue One is
But
between.
like what my point is, like on the title it says a Star Wars story. It doesn't say
It's a
doesn't
part of
say
the story.
part of
It's
it.
still a part of it.
it's still canon. If they had, I don't know, some random guy rather than Darth Vader, then I'd be like, okay, you can say some.
This is what I was gonna
elsewhere
say.
story. But they use Darth Vader.
From what I remember
They
the
use
story.
the Death Star plans. They
If I
have,
remember the stories, I'm pretty sure they made it official that she's able to use the Force somewhat, but she's not highly skilled.
Oh, you mean from, like the books maybe?
The books, comic books, I don't know.
yeah, but
Don't remember.
we're past those, right? To where they're making a new story. Yes, you have to use canon, but we're in new stories to where over time maybe, oh, okay, this happened. Right?
Well, that's relative.
This is coming. These movies are starting after Episode 6, right? And she's not an old lady there, right?
Yeah, episode 6
No.
she was
That's relative.
In
She's
these
the
ones, she's an
slave,
old lady,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
So that means time happened between
Okay,
those.
ready? All right, now you got Obi-Wan, right, Jedi?
Yeah.
Now, in the official story, it says he's basically just watching over Luke and Tatooine over time. A bunch of years go by. He was like 67 years old. You know what I mean? Last time, like he had like no training whatsoever. His skills have diminished like so much. You know what I mean? But he's still able to do shit. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that I didn't. I hated the thing. I'm gonna use the Force to bring myself to the ship. It's like, you know, you could have done it some other way. You know?
It just looked
It looked horrible.
shitty. It looked like her body's just still, and they were like moving the background to make it look like she was moving forward. That's
just-
what it looked like.
Would you call it Hocus Pocus? 90s movie?
Yeah,
That's what you called it.
I actually
No.
watched that movie.
You were like, "What movie was it? What's the movie with Sarah Jessica Parker?" And I was like, "Hocus Pocus."
No, you said it looked like some kind of witch shit, and I was like, was he talking about
Yeah.
this?
Well, it looked 90s magical. Like just a green screen, and you sit still, and we'll move the background.
It looked dumb, but I'm not against her using some kind of force powers or whatever the fuck.
Nah, neither am I.
I thought it was about time she used force powers.
Alright, I thought this was fucking hilarious. When,
Oh, with the red guy. It's just like, oh, they're in enemy territory. Remember? Like,
You never seen that guy before.
I didn't bother to write that down. I was like, what the fuck is this thing, man?
he's like, isn't he from the
I've seen
older
him.
movie?
No, I've seen him in the movies.
He's known for yelling a lot. Like, yeah, and like
It's a
situations.
trap.
Yeah.
Is it that guy? Yeah.
It's a trap. That's a trap.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's just funny as fuck to see that. You see, like, a random black guy, like, Captain, stir right? Okay, I'll go right. And the Asian lady, all full speed ahead. And a fucking fish-looking fucking thing. It's like,
Jeez.
yes, Captain. Like, oh. It's like watching Dragon Ball Z. You see, like, little kid, fox that talks, little kid, turtle that talks. The dog's like a police captain.
Yeah.
So it's like random shit. It's just funny to look at. I don't know. All right, but this was fucking hilarious. When they're on the island again, they go back to the island.
Isn't he the mayor?
Probably.
Oh, anyway, sorry.
R2D2 wakes up, and it's just the most blatant nostalgia ever when he shows the projection of Leia from the original movies.
Yeah, come on.
And Luke literally says "cheap move" out of his. Those are the words that come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm like little double entendre.
That's
right
all it
there.
takes, I guess. Right?
That's hilarious.
That's all it takes.
It's like
A little robot to show
it's
you
like,
an image.
cheap move, you say.
That's all it takes. A little robot to show you an image. No. It's not like no one needed you. For like
You can't
what,
sense the force.
10, 20 years? Probably 10 years. From what I got from it all. 10
Yeah,
years,
probably
maybe.
10 years. Because Kylo Ren.
Okay, maybe 5. Maybe 5 or
Let's go
6.
5.
Wait,
Whatever.
all right.
Whatever time elapsed. Like, it's like no one needs me. Let me just go away. That's all it takes. All right. Cheap move. Low blow, buddy. I'm in.
Obi-Wan, I need hope.
It's
or
like
something.
Obi-Wan.
But that was funny because he used the words "cheap move." I hope that was fucking.
On purpose. Oh, Mark Hamill?
Yeah, him just doing it. What's it called? Ad-libbing. I hope it was him ad-libbing right there. Just
I hope
saying
so.
cheap move. All right, moving on. I don't know the character's name, so I just call her Laura Dern, which is the actress that plays her. She gives some sort of inspiration.
Oh, Jurassic Park chick?
Yeah,
I mean, purple hair.
yeah.
Yeah, that looked cool. It's awesome.
She gives them like inspirational speech or whatever.
Yeah, no one cheers. They're just like,
May the force be with
they're like this. They're like,
Why does
after the speech, they're like this.
Yeah,
There's no, yeah! Just they get up like, all right, fuck it. Like,
I wrote down it's like there wasn't enough depth beforehand to actually make that mean something to me. Where I'm like, oh, this is an intense moment coming up. It's more like, all right, Laura Dern's in Star Wars now.
that's how there's. I feel like that was supposed to be how they introduce her with that alone. And it's like, not good enough. Like you said, there's nothing pre-hand in order to introduce her, or that moment where she's supposed to rally the troops. Like, no,
Yeah.
nothing.
I'll take over while the general is under a coma.
She ends up being like a dick to Poe, which I find out later on is on purpose, but we'll get to that.
There's something that Leia and her say something very interesting to him. Yeah. About heroes.
I'll get to that
They
later.
both. Well, she had a thing for Pope too. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know what he's talking about. It's like a small moment in the film that should not be in there. It's
That's
Maybe I was looking down.
it's like this. It's like when he walks away, you're like, I like him. Ugh.
Not
I must
even
have been
like
looking away or something.
You're doing a lot of this every now and then, like, I'm like, is he watching this shit? Like,
yeah,
I only needed to hear dialogue.
dude, like it was bad.
I'm trying
Like,
to point out a lot.
not even like wow,
Like, oh,
I
this
like
sounds like
him.
nonsense.
Not even like I like him because he's like his attitude. I love his personality. It was just like she's like sizing him up. I'm like, no.
He's a fiery.
Oh, they're selling him. All right, I got you.
He's a rebel. He's a fiery young one, isn't he? Ugh.
All right, so we get
Could be my
to
son if I wanted to. It's like fuck, man.
we get Finn wandering away
Oh my god.
like a fucking coward again.
It's
Right.
implied that he's a bumbling coward who's used for comic relief, and she's like, "Wait, you're running away."
Yeah, like what was she even doing there?
The fangirl stops him.
What was she even doing there? Apparently she's like,
Finn?
I've heard so many stories about you.
Implied that he's a traitor. He's a coward. He's a bumbling character with whose main purpose is comic relief.
Don't you hate it though?
This is what I
Like-
wrote down.
All right, what do you got?
Finn's still a joke and gets shocked by Rose. the girl.
Well, this is what I got from it. Remember, we just saw the Justice League, the Flash scene where Batman is like,
Nah,
he's like
Flash is better
inside.
than Finn.
Hold on. I'm talking about the scene. I'm talking about the scene where Batman is saying everything about like why this kid is the Flash and like, oh, what does this do, and like why is this your suit, and what does this actually do for you, like what is your superpower, and Flash is just like making stupid remarks like, oh no, obviously not, oh I do that for college, oh that's my job. Like that's what this chick did in this scene because she's like, oh you're about, why do you have your supplies in there? Wait, why are you strapped up? Why do you look like you're about to escape?
It was comedy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing as the Justice League movie or like other movies where it's just like,
Oh yeah,
let's just name everything that the audience see. We don't need that. I don't know.
Flash and Justice League. Yes, he is the joke of the whole thing. But he's not like a fucking coward though. Like this guy. This guy seems like a coward. Anyways,
That's one by character growth. He was like implied as some of like cowardice in the first movie. Then now that leads him to fucking,
he gets redemption just to get. He's Reek.
Okay.
He's Reek.
No, he's not Reek. No, first movie it's a stat. Oh, you're right actually. First movie it's established like coward has that moment redeem himself.
And he
Ends
goes away.
Ends up lightsaber duel and shit. Wakes up from a coma. It's like I don't remember any the shit me being brave. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Like
At least he doesn't hyperventilate anymore.
He's weak. You're right. He is weak. He is weak.
like the writers gave him redemption from being a coward, and then they throw it away to make him a coward again. It's like, demographics say this worked in the first movie. Let's rehash it, guys. We're good. All right.
Yeah.
Mark it.
It's also this. It's like we can't pair them again.
Ooh, mark it.
We can't pair a black guy with a white girl. We can't do that. We cannot do that at all.
We'll get to that. All right.
I don't agree with it. Them seemingly having a problem with it. It's like
There's a line.
let's just pair him with the Asian girl. Here you go. You're fine. Now let's get to the white on white couple. Yes, we'll be fine.
That was
All right.
stupid.
These two lines are consecutive in my notes here. It says Finn's still a joke and gets shocked by Rose, the Asian girl.
Yeah.
My very next line is Finn's still a coward and a joke so far.
That's his whole role.
The whole movie.
I had to put so far. I had to. Maybe something would have changed.
I mean, no, it didn't. I was waiting for it.
Come on. All right.
I didn't even like that scene either.
What's her name? Maz Kanata, something like that.
What happened?
The orange lady with the big goggle eyes.
They introduced her to fill in some
But
plot.
how did?
Plot
Yes,
That's her purpose.
That's what I wrote down. She pushes the plot forward in some battle scene. Find the master code breaker.
But how does the
okay.
the higher officials up there? How do they not know that down there they're talking to this chick like through a different channel? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Say that again.
You know, like how do you not know the communication, like throughout the ship? Like intercommunication, interstellar communication. Why can't the enemy hear that? Why can't the upstairs of the ship hear that? Like, how come down there they could just seclude themselves from the whole story, the whole plot, and just talk to characters from other planets, and nobody knows? Like, how does that
Because the
happen?
movie would end.
All right.
They'd have
They just need some
no room to make a
That's what they do.
shitty side story
They
for
just
Finn to
they
do.
just need they got Reek already. They just need some crows. You know what I mean? Attach a message to the crow's foot and let it go. You already have Reek.
From planet to planet.
And you also have what's her name? She has no name. She has no name.
Arya.
Yeah, she's in the movie.
Wait, what?
She's in the movie twice.
Who?
3 times.
Twice.
You
you
see her
talking
a
about?
lot.
No, I mean she's playing 2 different characters.
Oh, okay.
Who?
You're right. No, you're right. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
playing Rey.
Yeah.
And the little commander lady.
Yeah.
I don't
Carrie
know.
Fisher's granddaughter.
Oh, yeah.
She looks
Okay.
just like her. It's really
Yeah.
weird.
I was saying Rey the whole time until I saw her. I'm like, oh shit, you're right.
She was actually in the last movie, just for like a little bit.
It's like, you're like in your 20s. Let me start you off. You're gonna look, oh, I just saw HBO. You're gonna look just like this. Don't worry. This will help.
Alright.
She has no name.
So my notes jump forward to Rey and Kylo Ren share that like psychic connection, which I said I liked it, but I don't know if they were doing it to make it seem like, oh, this is all mystical and important. It's the Force. It's important.
I
Instead
thought they were
of
going to
explaining
become
the
a
Force.
couple, honestly.
Huh?
I thought they were going to become a couple, honestly.
I
It's
think they were
almost-
sort of selling that.
It's almost like there's some like. You see the hands? There's almost some sexual tension. Their hands touching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
and him like shirtless and shit.
it's like she's
Put
like
your
she's
shirt
like,
on.
Can you put on a towel or something? He's
Yeah,
just standing there like,
yeah.
what?
In his fucking Bruce Lee pants. Fucking guy.
It's like, why the fuck? Why do you add that in? I was just sitting there like, man, you know.
I read an article that talked about that alone. Not him shirtless, but some sort of like
Romance?
Disney version of sexual tension.
Yeah.
Like as far as Disney can go. They can't go to a certain level. They can go there. though.
They can't go to like where Ray's bending over and he's like, hey, listen, let me come to the dark side.
Yeah.
You have a lot of power in you. I can see
help
it.
you.
All right, I can sense it. Yes.
Quick note.
It's like fuck, man.
Did his voice change from the first one?
No.
No, I mean him with the mask on. It sounded like the voice changed. That's why I was like, it's just a side note.
I didn't
A
really,
little bit.
I didn't really see it. And
No, it seemed more staticky almost.
didn't
The other
really.
one sounded
I think
clear.
that
and
They
nice.
paying
I
attention.
think
to
they
it.
didn't care as much because they knew he wasn't going to wear the mask that much more in this
I didn't pay
movie.
attention to
Very
it.
possible.
I kind of thought like the mask represented something.
Well,
And-
that and also in the first movie, he thought he was the shit because he hadn't fought any people in a while. Then he just got his butt kicked. So now, like, he's talking through the mask. He's like, "Oh, I'm not really this powerful guy anymore."
You should have never put it back on. It was already ruined. Everyone hated it and taking the mask off. Anyways,
I hate the fact that he looked just like Anakin.
Yeah,
So
very
you
close.
got the long hair,
right.
kind of tall,
They styled
And the scar,
and you're like the same age as him in episode 3.
and now he's got the scar on the same
He's
side.
probably a lot taller. Probably like half a foot taller.
Hayden Christensen's like 6'2", 6'3",
Adam Driver's pretty tall, dude.
6'5". I don't know.
I seen him on the HBO show Girls. He's a fucking giant, dude.
Pause.
Alright. We'll get to a part.
You were gonna do that anymore.
Do what I want. Alright.
As long as you're on the dark side of the force.
Just bend over, yes.
Now we get to a part that I was sort of looking forward to, which is Luke trying to explain the Force to Rey.
Midichlorians.
No, let's go with what we,
Fuck that shit.
let's go with what we thought was gonna. I thought he was gonna explain why it's why the light side's like so built up by legend or whatever the fuck, like the Jedi, where it's somewhat of a, it's really a misconception of what good is supposed to be.
And like he was
Rather
gonna
than-
he was gonna mention like his mentor or
Well, no.
like Yoda.
I'm not,
Nope.
I'm not talking about
Mention
that.
anybody.
You don't need that. I meant as far as like a balance of both light and dark, like a yin and yang type of thing.
Oh, like a Mace Windu, purple lightsaber.
Yeah, well, kind of, but that's not what I meant. Explain why he says it. He calls them the hypocrisy of the Jedi. And I was like,
Yeah.
It didn't really go farther. You know, as if you're supposed to
No.
dissect
just
that,
know it.
which is like, you know, fuck, you could have done so much. You know, I thought they're going to, like, you know, deeper into the, you know, what the dark side is, or what the light side is, or, you know, or it's supposed to represent, and where there should be a median, them meeting. You know, I didn't get that
Okay. Well,
necessarily.
let me
You know
sort
what I
of like run through my like abbreviations of the quotes I got, and then we can pick that apart. We got. I think one of the first things he says is like energy. Force is the energy that binds all things. That's one of them.
Well, what do you
He
mean?
tells
Hold
her.
on.
We're gonna sort of pick out all of them. I just want to read them off.
Okay.
He tells Rey to reach out with her feelings.
Oh, like shut off from everything completely, like the Force or whatever.
Force doesn't belong to the Jedi. That's all from like lesson 1,
Yeah.
right? He says you're gonna get 3 lessons. That was all from the lesson 1. So what do you think of that so far? Either one of you.
Let's go.
Just repeat it again.
Go with the first one.
Just go over the first one again. Every word again.
The Force is energy that binds all things.
Okay. Well, I've heard something like that before. Like in the first movie, Obi-Wan says, "The Force is what gives a Jedi its power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together."
Mm-hmm.
So I thought you meant like as far as like him just saying that. It's like I heard that before. You know.
And then like Qui-Gon Jinn goes a little deeper in the Phantom Menace. I don't really have the quote on text.
The midi-chlorian count. That's
Fuck that.
No, he said something deeper than that before that, and then they switched to metachlorians, and I'm like, no.
Well, I can go into that later. But the first one was what you said about the Force.
Yeah, it binds all things.
Yeah, I'd like
Anything
that.
else on that?
Yeah, me too. I like that.
That was
What was the
cool.
other one?
He tells Rey to reach out with her feelings, and I guess he's sort of bantering, and he ends up saying the Force doesn't belong to the Jedi.
So I
Yeah, I
think
like
he has
that.
hard feelings for the
Yeah,
Jedi.
is that new, or is that
That's new. I've never
No.
heard it before.
that's not new?
Those feelings, not those words, are new. But
That idea, just the idea. Of
But
it
that
is already
idea
around.
is part of the Old Republic. How does Luke know about it? Luke only met Yoda and Obi-Wan.
it's not true. As far as it like being not like, oh, my bad. I feel like you're saying it's not like relative to now, which it is.
Well, to Luke, it shouldn't be so relative because he never met the Old Republic people. He only met Yoda and
Didn't have to.
Obi-Wan.
There's always an imbalance in the Force. Peanut. If there's always an imbalance, you know, rather than we're trying to control this. You're on the dark side. We gotta squash that, you know, rather than like, you know, letting shit be, kind of, rather than trying to control shit, you know.
Taoism. Where you're
Possibly.
like all things happen for a reason. No matter what you do, it's just going to be the way it is.
I don't know about that. I'm just saying, like, the Jedi were basically like world police in a way, you know,
Okay.
Yeah, like the
as well as the
good
Sith
cops.
would.
Like
They were
they
the
can't do
guys that
anything
took
wrong.
a step towards good, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but
But then they
They made the
influence their
conscious
powers.
choice of, I'm going to do good things. I'm going to try to do good things.
Yeah, but how does
Right?
Luke know about that?
Huh?
Luke was not part of the Order.
you don't have to be.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
That
Well,
choice is.
I'm thinking of Star Wars.
It's called.
I'm thinking of like episodes 2 and 3 when they're Old Republic and they have all that background and that story and that pride, but Luke grew up and he didn't have any of that pride. He met an old Obi-Wan. He barely
seemed
talked
like he was
about it.
leaning towards good. If I
No,
remember
good.
correctly.
Yes,
I'm
good, but
talking
not
about-
like the whole pride of the whole Jedi.
You don't have to.
That
have
makes you a Jedi, doesn't it? Taking the step towards good.
The idea of the Jedi.
Involving yourself with the Force.
No.
Taking a
I
step
just meant
towards
like
good.
his pride, like in the whole Jedi, to be able to make these kind of comments.
Okay, the idea.
He only met a couple of Jedi.
The idea of the Jedi is that they're supposed to be the ultimate symbol of good, and they're supposed to do these good deeds with no a symbol of what, selflessness. Is that the word, right?
Like the Uchiha clan of Naruto.
I don't know what that is.
That's an anime.
Well, it's basically, you know, it's others before yourself constantly, you know. but he also says like they're good acting. This is good. You know, it's like we're saying this is good. You know, we believe this is good. Versus like the hypocrisy of certain situations. You know,
In Star Wars?
or just anything. You know, like
Okay.
their philosophy. So. That's why
Okay,
I don't think the history is necessary.
He didn't really
It
act like that, though.
it cuts ties.
It's implied
with,
to that. It's implied.
But he didn't act like that in the second or third movie, or the fifth and sixth. I mean,
No, man.
when he was a master, became a Jedi master, he did not act completely different.
It's left out because there's a time skip. There was a Jedi Order. He made a Jedi Order where he tried to remake one with the New Republic after the Empire ended.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
And
My sister
When I
got
get-
the books.
when I get from that what he's saying is as far as he realizes the flaws with it all, even though it was supposed to be meant for like good, the ultimate symbol of good. So I get it. As far as when he says
But he basically feels bad for himself.
doesn't belong to the Jedi. That part?
well, no one can like control it, you know. It
Yeah.
doesn't belong to anyone. You can't just, you can't have it because of da 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 da, or you can't use it because of this, you know.
It's just there.
I like them saying that because I think the fanboys, quote unquote, they probably have an idea of like I control all power when I'm a Jedi guy. I can make objects flow. I can do all this shit. When you take that Jedi and make all the other characters as significant as they are, instead of just putting the Jedi on a pedestal and saying, these are the guys. It's like, no, it has to be all these rebel fighters too. Or even the dark side fighters. Or the fucking plants or the rocks that's surrounding them. Those all have to be counted as a part of the Force.
They are.
Something to be cared about. Rather than, they fucked up. They fucked up Luke Skywalker. He didn't fight enough. There's not enough lightsaber fights.
I don't
That's
care.
not what Jedi do. Like, nah. Yeah.
You understand what I meant?
Yeah, sorta. Yeah.
What's not to understand? You understand it's tough because I'm not getting a lot to work with here. You know, I'm telling you what I'm getting as far as what I'm receiving.
I think I got it.
Like there's not much content to get from that guy. You know, it's only like I can only assume so much of what he means.
Yeah. See, I don't know. Maybe it's me in the way I see other movies. That sometimes little things have like big significant parts of it. It's not just the lettering and the wording. That one little sentence can mean a giant scope for the entire universe.
Yeah,
of the movie.
I'm not saying it's not.
Oh, this over here makes sense now.
I'm not
because
saying
of-
it's not significant because he didn't go into detail. You know, I like that. Like what was it? No one can what?
The Force doesn't belong to anybody?
Yeah, I thought that was big.
Yeah.
I like
Me
that.
too. Alright, we'll get to lesson 2. It's coming soon. Italian sausage.
You didn't say it.
Anyways, this stupid thing happened. We have, it was dumb, but there were some things you can get from it. Where it's Finn and the girl, they're trying to get the master code guy, master code breaker.
I kind of got lost in there.
That was a CGI world.
I didn't mind the symbols of like high society type things.
Oh yeah. Like how do you think they got here? You know, you don't get rich like that. You know, you don't. You know what I mean? I was like, and then it's like
I was like, whoa.
I like that. You know, because it's like this. Like I every now and then I hope movies will have something like that where it's like, how do you think they get rich like that? They didn't play fair. It's like how do you think?
But I didn't like how Finn and the Asian girl can just go in there, like not dressed right, not without any money.
Casino.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
I think
go
it's
in.
like a public place.
What he's trying to say is
Like
that
we're allowed to go to like high art galleries. Doesn't mean we belong there.
I guess
but-
what he's trying to say is they look so out of place. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like me showing up with, like Chuck Taylors and ripped jeans and like a white tee to a...
The Oscars.
Yeah. We're all wearing our monkey suits. We're elegant tonight. It's an award. We're ignoring every other world conflict there is. Tonight is about the arts. Fuck MMA and football, yes. Those are not the arts.
Anyways,
Fucking unreal.
but yeah, when they talk about how they make their money, they say off of war.
Yeah.
That's how they make their money. I'm like, fuck. Disney, really? It's like, maybe this Trump guy in office is, maybe some good shit can come from that. People might start caring about, issues.
Yeah.
He's not our president, so we'll have to actually investigate these issues in order to say he's wrong or a bad guy.
I didn't mind that at all. I think that's like a door. It's like,
Yeah.
now the door is like kind of left open. It's like, okay, just gotta walk up the stairs. Just open the door. There's more to go through. I didn't mind that at all. Yeah. Didn't mind that at all.
Yeah, and the movie's sort of mocking that society too.
Yeah.
They're like mocking it. The riches and the guys going crazy for gold and
It's like,
expensive clothing everywhere, all that shit.
Yeah. It's like their
Let's
money
see.
is all built on like the suffering of others.
Yeah.
Which is just like, ugh.
Even the like animal races, like
Yeah.
the animals have to eat shit for them
Yeah.
to make money off racing them or whatever. And the kids that ride them, right? It's the kids that ride them, or they take care of them.
They're slaves.
I think they take care of them.
They just
Train
take care of them.
They're
Right?
basically like it looks like they're slaves.
Yeah.
When what's her name? Finn and Rose, when they open that what do you call it? Well, the door to one of the animals. They see a kid in there. It's like, you ain't working. You're just sitting there. You look like a slave to me, except you're not hyperventilating like Finn. So he's just like, what's up? Like, calm, collected, motherfucker.
Alright, I guess they find a thief there. A thief guy?
What's his name? The actor's name? Benicio del Toro, is that it?
Yeah. We'll get to it because I might have this out of order a little bit. Let's move on to lesson 2 from Luke to Rey. He basically says Jedis are overrated.
Who says that?
Luke.
Oh, Luke, yeah.
They're overrated. Their myths are basically hyperbole, exaggerating, epic stories of these guys.
Right. I didn't mind that at all.
It flashes back a little bit of Luke and Kylo Ren, and Luke saying that he failed.
Yeah.
Which we won't understand until later on when they show the full context of that situation.
Well, we have an understanding of of this great failure that took place.
Yeah.
We're already aware that something went wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And it's implied that his what do you call it?
Well,
his stable has fallen, so there's something going on.
yeah, but when he says it's his fault or whatever, in my mind, I'm thinking cliches, he really didn't do anything wrong, but he's going to say that it was his fault. One of those type situations.
I let it happen type of thing?
Something to where the hero's I should have saved those people. How'd I let that bomb go off? It's wait a minute, there's some, bad guy that put a bomb in a building with innocent people. Maybe you should blame him a little bit too.
Okay.
But I just heard this.
Go on.
In my head, it's just, a cliche thing's going to happen. Alright, Finn and Rose are arrested or whatever, and then they find a thief guy who breaks them out immediately.
Well, no, here's the thing. They just happen to be put in a situation where there's the guy we want. He has the rose on his, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm on a roll. Dice. 7. Yay! No, they're put in a situation where it's it just so happens that you're sharing a cell with the guy you're looking for.
Yeah. Oh, so that was him. That's the code breaker?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't the guy they're looking for.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think that was him.
The guy that's
I even looked it up.
The guy that's cracking everything, you know.
I even looked it up today. I thought that
Cast members.
in my mind. I thought that in the notes, but nah. He plays a guy named DJ, who's just a thief guy. I
Sure?
think. I think.
Yeah, there are two characters.
I don't know.
But in my notes, I'm like, this is the
Maybe.
codebreaker. The
Maybe.
whole time I just kept writing, that's the codebreaker guy. But really, they just happened to find some guy who can do all that shit that they were looking for.
Then I still have a point. They just happen to run into something that that will aid them. It's constant, like
Not just like a master guy just in a cell that they get thrown into.
Yeah, it's really.
It's like, we didn't find the codebreaker, but we found a guy who was actually better than him somehow.
It's some
That we weren't looking for.
Yeah, like
That whole side plot is just it's really
it's
bad.
called rushing the story and putting in stuff.
Or just
they'll
giving
like
Finn,
this.
Just giving Finn something to do.
They'll like this.
Other than
It's
mocking
fuck this, man.
other than mocking the high society thing. That's just like
Well, it's like this. It's like you get some good like hints and like symbolism as far as especially like it's like very blatant. It's like as far as what high society like jabs at them, like how do you think they make all that money and shit. Then it's like no, we're still gonna fuck this up. We're gonna arrest you now, throw you in a cell, and just so happens that we're gonna help your situation even more. You just happen to run into someone that's gonna help you now. Oh,
Honestly,
5 minutes.
in every Star Wars flick, though, they try to give you a different society, different creatures, and they want to bring you at least like a half hour, 20 minutes into each movie. They want to show a different culture, and that's like for like kids to like, oh, look at that creature, or like just fans to be like, oh, look at that different alien, different sci-fi.
well,
But I don't even think that's
I think that's
relative
the
to
original thought, and then everything else was just sort of copying that.
Exactly.
We need these exotic, weird looking things.
So I feel like they didn't even need.
Some are cute, some are scary, some are just weird looking.
So this side mission with Finn and the Asian chick, I definitely think they didn't even need it for the movie. Like they just gave Finn
Well,
something to do.
Yeah, they needed it for that.
Yeah.
So Finn's doing something.
Like I said,
And the original thing was him looking for
rewind
Red.
this, you can hear me saying, push you aside, and it's all about this guy now. It's like this. Boy, you were never going to be a main character. You were never going to love her. What do you think? You're down here, and she's in the light, literally. It's like,
And like meanwhile, like Luke's just doing his thing, and Finn's not doing anything. Or sorry, Rey's not doing anything.
I think she has shit going on.
Well, I think the next scene, like she's like practicing lightsaber skills on her own or something.
that was important.
I didn't care for it.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Just for me personally. I'm just like, alright.
You didn't see what happened there?
She was learning.
Practicing, like, well,
She practiced with the stick thing first, right? And then she pulled the lightsaber out.
yeah.
Good. What'd you guys see? Because for me, I just like skimmed through that part.
Didn't see anything?
Unless I was looking down and missed
Okay.
it. So you tell me.
Well, this is after the scene where he was kind of like scared of her. She like like the darkness was there, and you didn't do anything to stop it.
Okay.
So that's already established, I guess. Okay. So it shows her, practice like movements with her staff and whatnot, like and then she grabs a lightsaber. And now she's like, I guess she's like practicing or whatever, like specific movements and like combinations, I guess, of whatnot, or just movements in general, even if they don't look great,
And
She's trying to do something.
Look a little rigid.
And then it shows like Luke like looking from afar, observing, and the way it's done, as far as the film goes, it's showing her, it's trying to make her look graceful, I guess, as far as movements and control.
I think I know.
And then
the Force,
she
the
cuts through the
lightsaber.
rock.
Then she cuts through the rock, and it resembles like destruction. And it falls down, and they have to add some fucking comedy in there, I guess. Those two little like fish nuns, they look up. Like really?
It just so happened to be those
Like
fish
Luke is
nuns.
gone then, right?
Well, then like
saw
immediately
that.
as that happens, it's like Luke just walked up the steps, and then she can see him, but he's like fucking halfway. I don't know how the fuck he did that. So like, let me Usain Bolt up these fucking stairs, It's like she looking okay. Now let me walk slowly. Like how did he do that? But I thought that was somewhat like okay, even if it
Once
was
again,
even if it was very
for
small,
me- For me, that's That's more of the Star Wars-y importance. Like, it's important to Star Wars ideas.
How?
Like,
Huh.
seeing destruction. If you're a real quote-unquote master, if you're not talking about Star Wars and you're talking about just symbolism,
It's just Star Wars.
destruction is not a bad thing. It's not something you run away from. It's necessary almost. You need destruction of bad ideas so good ideas can replace them. Or you need like if you're some guy like, oh, I'm the fucking shit. That idea needs to be destroyed. So a realistic look at yourself can come about.
Okay, I'm not defending them. I'm just saying that the idea of like something like a
saying.
power that could be used for good, but then it's like unstable.
Yeah.
Then you immediately see something like fucking like ooh, like just like a destructive type of thing where it's like a temper tantrum or something like that. I'm not saying that's what happened, but
I don't know. I mean, she wasn't going through flashbacks with that, right?
No.
She was just, it was just her training, right?
it's like she slipped and caused something like
Okay.
she fucked up those nuns' days, So
Once again,
those
That'd
things
be
got
good,
small
like-
limbs, man. They can't walk that long. They had something that carriage or that wheelbarrow. Just looked at it like, bitch, you make this work. Just
and then I think that's good symbolism for foreshadowing.
you
within a
cost us
movie.
3 days of crops. I thought there was some symbolism there, even if it was like
I think it's
small.
foreshadowing within the Star Wars movie.
Well, sure, yeah.
That's what I saw. All right. Well, I didn't even really look at it like that. The way you're saying, I didn't even
I thought it was very apparent.
It's like, that's interesting. When you just said that, I didn't see that in the theater. In my mind, I was just like, oh, she fucked up and cut a rock. He's like, oh, the disappointed teacher walking away type thing.
It's like you did.
It's right behind you, like,
No. He's like this. He's
And
like
she fucks up. He's like, I don't know.
no. It's
Right foot, left foot. Oh, you dipped your elbow.
leaves.
Yeah,
Let me run up the stairs real quick.
got like a little Karate Kid moment there. All right.
Lexa.
So then, I guess Ray and Kyle have another like vision thingy, to where Kyle tells Ray that Luke attacked him first. Then we see like the little flashback thing.
Yeah. It's it's his depiction. I don't dislike this. It's both. You see both of their depictions of what happened.
Yeah, two
It sho-
sides of the coin.
It shows. Yeah, it shows
Yang and yang.
what he saw, versus.
Yeah, I liked all that they.
Yeah.
Well, Luke didn't. Luke described what happened, right? He didn't show her.
No,
with the vision.
first he described what happened.
But
I believe.
they didn't show the site. They didn't show the
And
site
then-
earlier.
He's like, "Do you know what really happened? Do you know what really happened?" And then it shows the scene. It shows him just sitting over his bed like a pedophile, looking at him like, "No, I'm just fucking around." But he's like, you see like anger and like viciousness,
Yeah.
Then you see him like about to like deliver like a death blow, and then all you see is Kylo Ren like using the Force to crush him.
Yeah. Or he like fucks the area up.
Yeah.
Room or whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So, all right.
Oh, and I can explain what actually happened.
We'll get there. It's like right there. Kylo tells Rey during this whole interaction, he tells her to kill the past, which I thought was interesting.
That was later on.
It goes into it later too. But
Pretty sure he says it later on.
I think he says it several times. Maybe not the exact same words,
oh,
but I'm sure he said it. In,
junk out of the sky. I was like,
That was later in the movie too.
Is that representing the past?
that's interesting as far as subtext within a movie, and the way that quote unquote villains or evil guys exist in the world. They don't learn their lessons from previous things. They just can kill it off. It's all, we don't need any of it. I'm powerful
Well, he
now.
wanted to start his own
revolution.
revolution. He wanted to get rid of all the old.
That's called brainwashing.
Yeah.
Pull someone into your group, and you're like, your past, it didn't happen. It's over with.
Mean Girls.
Your parents
Then
didn't
you-
mean anything.
Try to replace their future with something else, and it's like,
Listen, Jordan. You're popular now. You're gonna wear some khakis now, okay? And a sweater vest. No more Adidas. That's for the dorks. Understand? You're part of our group now. Forget the past, Jordan. You're gonna sit in the back of the bus.
Are we at the part where he mentions it's her parents?
fuck, we're an hour and 19 minutes in. Alright, just explain the fucking, what really happened in that
Tell me
room,
what to do.
please. Or one of you two.
Okay.
The room.
Go for it. When, Luke is standing over Kylo Ren. Why is he doing
I thought that
that?
was really interesting. Like
He sensed a lot of dark in him.
it's told.
It
I
reminded
think,
him of Darth Vader, I think.
I guess he saw like visions of what was to come, you know. And the thing is about like whenever they see visions, I guess it's like they say oh, it's clouded. But yeah, I from what I remember from like the movies and stories, it's like
Too much emotion's not good.
It's like this. It's like when they see visions, and it's usually like it's exactly how it's going to happen, but you can interpret it like 1,000 different ways. You know, it's like when they say like the chosen will bring balance to the force. It's like, well, it didn't say how that he was going to do it. You know, it didn't say how it was going to happen. You know what I mean?
It doesn't even say who, really, right?
No, it didn't say who, but
You find out, but in that statement alone, it doesn't really say who either, right?
You were the chosen one.
it's kind of implied that he is. It just
Okay.
then like as the story goes on, it's like, well, is he really the chosen one? But then you see in the end, he does.
Okay.
Bring balance. So it's like I guess like Luke sees these visions all at once, and I guess he's thinking like reminiscing of like what was prior,
Yeah,
like all
he's
like
I
the
don't want that to
horrible
happen
events
again.
that happen.
Mhm.
And then he's like a moment of weakness, I would say, where he's like contemplating killing him. Like let me just end it now. Like which
Yeah.
the Luke character should not ever fucking do that. But that's what
You
happened
got,
now.
You got senile and
So
He had,
afraid.
he had PTSD. He's like,
post.
that's what that seems like.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's had his 2 foster parents killed at age, 19, 20? And then he had
His
to kill
uncle
it.
and his aunt.
Yeah, well. Oh, yeah. So, but then he, like, had to kill. He found out his father wasn't actually dead yet. And then he had to kill his father. Well,
Didn't
fight
have
him. Had to fight him.
Didn't have to fight.
I think it's more of the threat of, look at all the shit Vader did, all the horrible shit that happened.
Well, it's the events that would lead up to.
Am I gonna let that happen again?
Well, yeah. So he had a moment of weakness and he turned on his lightsaber. Then as soon as he did that, he's like, "Oh, I fucked up. Like, what am I doing?" And then Ben's like,
Yeah, Ben wakes up and he's like, oh, he's trying to kill me.
"It's like Ben, no!" pulls like rocks
There's
on
a
him and
really
shit.
big spider behind you.
He, like, pushes the button and blows up.
Imagine that. Like you just pull out a big fucking like gun. You're like, "Wait, no, it's not what you think." Say what you thought about this. So it's like he's like what? And it's like he's like I already felt the darkness inside growing him in claws. So I'm just kidding, but yeah.
I don't know why Kylo Ren, like, destroyed the temple and all the people, though.
I understand why.
No, he like try to recruit all of them. The ones that went with him, he's like, all right, and the other ones, he's
Well,
like,
I was a little upset in the movie that they didn't.
No,
they
Luke
didn't-
Skywalker, like, just is unconscious, like, underneath the
Oh
pile.
no, you said Luke. I'm saying to Kylo Ren.
Oh,
Right?
What's up? Oh, well, you know what happened, right?
He tried to recruit all of them.
He was
basically,
already, he was
right?
already like
Well, Luke didn't see
in
this,
the
though.
midst
Looked up.
of it.
Looked up, is it?
What?
Like people looked up to him like that already. So if Luke was
Ben-
on, people would follow him.
Kylo Ren was already established as like the phenom. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's like immense power or whatever. You know what I mean? And the
Okay.
group that he recruited, or I think that they're supposed to be the Knights of Ren, who I have not seen, which is a little weird. You know?
Or maybe it was those red characters.
I don't know.
That faced that were.
I just remember the trailer. This guy's walking through the fire. And I
That,
think
that
you
might have
pointed
been
them out.
well. I might have been wrong. That might have been just the stormtroopers and the Shockmaster. You know, wrestling fan. If you're not a wrestling fan, you won't get that. You know, the Shockmaster. But yeah, come on. Anyway, yeah, you destroy the temple, kill anybody who is. It's really weird. It's like with Disney too. It's like they'll show like oh, you missed this. 'Cause I remember I looked at you like for like a reaction, like, oh, you see this shit? Like you're typing shit on your phone as like Luke is like taking this all in, like all death and destruction. You see like bodies, but they're not really focused on as far as like the film. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just shows the temple on fire and shit.
Where he falls to his knees.
Yeah, and it shows R2 is just there for some reason. He's like this, just rubbing him. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, is this real?
I think I saw this from the trailer and then just like, all right, I've seen this.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, I don't like what they did with that, man. He shouldn't.
He should have been unconscious for
Like,
that.
I would have liked him confronting him, you know, and maybe he
Yeah.
did something wrong. Like he could have said something wrong, not just straight up death blow. It's like,
Yeah, like at least
Fuck, I'm
let
trying to
him.
think of.
At least let him say like I don't believe in the light side anymore.
I think there's a
Conflict.
mainstream movie that that did what I think you wanted to happen.
what I wanted to happen.
Yeah, where it's like the guy who's thinking the other guy's like he's gonna be a bad guy someday, but he's like conflicted about it, and where they actually stretch that out over length of time instead of just I'm gonna go in his room and lightsaber him. I can't remember the name. It might have been a TV show. I don't even know. Fuck it. Let's move on to fucking the Ray with the reflection shit. That was awesome to me, and very well done.
That was cool.
Symbolism of her and
I
the
really liked
reflection.
Like you said, I never seen anything like it.
Just for me, like trying to see something that's usually put in text or in words, done in a physical way, like without words being used, is very. I mean,
I liked your interpretation of it as far as like, you know, like it's her, then her, then her, then her, like, you know, like or visions of her.
reflections.
Yeah.
I would say.
And it's like, guys, like, you know, she snaps. It's like the other one like snaps, and you know, the one snaps, and
Didn't it go the other way around?
No, it stopped.
No, wasn't it the reflections snapping and it led to her snapping?
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, but
it didn't go the other way, right?
I didn't
it was just
say
only
that.
one way.
Oh, I thought you said she snapped and then all of them
No,
started
no, no.
snapping.
It's like, you know, I was going to that point from what you said as far as like processing something and
a choice being made.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like it didn't happen in your ego in the front of your head like this. There's something that happened way back.
Yeah.
In symbolism, way back. It's really more
And
just
she sees the reflection. From I remember like two figures that are probably representing what she might want, or whatever, you know. It's supposed to be her
Mhm.
parents.
Yeah.
And you see them like morph into one figure kind of. And it
Yeah.
shows her. Then it ends, you know.
a reflection of like her desires possibly. Or maybe fears or whatever. It's a reflection of her, period. Which doesn't mean I look into a mirror, like, oh, when I blink this eye, that eye's blinking too. Like, it's not just an aesthetic reflection, it's a reflection of who the person is.
And what's sad, I can see how people are going to make fun of that.
Well, I don't care.
No, I just know it's coming. I think it's just like, they're not going to get it.
Me or the movie? Or both?
I'll make fun of you.
People, as in,
I don't
other
care.
people, as in, no, I'm just saying, it's like something like this, they're not going to look into it. It's like, huh, you snapping. They're going to have like, you know, like a parody of it. Like, the people are going to turn around like they're snapping and shit. It's going to be like, fuck.
They copied Inception when the girl touched the mirror and then.
Oh, man.
There's really good symbolism there, too.
I have not seen it.
You never seen Inception?
I've seen clips of it, you know, like pieces.
You poor soul.
Alright.
Feel bad for you.
So, Kylo keeps trying to. This is what I wrote down. Kylo keeps trying to lure her to the dark side. Then I put down ... Seems like romance almost.
I don't think he was trying to recruit her to the dark side. He just wanted her to use her powers with him to like.
I think he was
move
almost
everything.
literally seducing her to the dark side.
With sex, sexual.
Seduce. Then that clears up the sex part.
It's like, I'm sensing a contact. Let me take my shirt off real quick. She's like,
He's like,
can you put on A towel?
It's like a package deal. You join.
I don't think it was working.
You join my side. You get this and some pizza and a movie.
You're like, I don't think it was working. Like no, she would love him.
Let me show her my scar. Like that'll get her.
She wouldn't take him.
I thought the romance was based on her, like, I can change him type thing.
That's
But
what I
the
thought.
him being, trying to,
I'm luring you.
Just
Getting you to my side.
wasn't working at all.
It's I saw that and I saw.
Well, actually,
like,
if
you know,
Luke
I
didn't
can
show
get
up
you
in
what
that
you want
scene,
type of
And
thing.
what-
I would have been interesting. Like when they were touching hands, like what would happen next? It would have been interesting.
It was two opposing forces pulling each other in their direction. Right? The lightsaber blowing up and shit. Right?
Oh, I thought I was talking about when they were.
But she was never like,
Going to the dark side.
it was always her trying to pull him towards the light
Yeah.
side.
I didn't.
Him trying to pull her to
I didn't mind Luke going like, "Stop, Vince McMahon."
Not in my house.
You want to do that? You go to.
There's a hotel under the nuns, the fish nuns' house on the bottom. Why were they fish nuns there? Can we just talk about
It's called filler, dude.
Alright, let's move on to Yoda.
Oh,
The
my
Yoda
God.
projection. Where he like destroys the temple thing.
Thinking
Or-
about it,
I don't think he destroys it. I think he lights it on fire.
Well,
it's a completely different
thinking about
symbol.
it now, I'm okay with that.
He didn't
I liked
want
it.
Luke to dirty his hands for it.
I liked it.
I
a lot.
really, I really like that.
He's
At
like,
first-
obviously that's conflicting, and let me just do it.
At first, I thought it was gonna be like pure nostalgia, like a moment, like. But I'm like,
I have that there too.
yeah. But at the same time, it's like, it serves like a purpose, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of like not kind of, it did very well from what I saw.
I think so.
So that's why I didn't mind it, especially the aspect of like serving the fans, as you said. But it's
Did
like,
anybody like the old Yoda coming back?
well, it's
The original?
it's like when
Yeah,
when you see the
non
characters.
CGI.
When you see the characters come back, you know, as like Force ghosts,
Yeah.
they're able to. There is like they establish that there's already a way to do that. You know what I mean? Not.
Yeah, I
not
just saw
everybody.
the Empire Strikes Back. Right, and there's Obi-Wan in the cave with them.
Yeah.
It's implied that
Vision.
he died or disappeared or whatever the fuck he did, right?
He's dead,
Alright.
but he's not.
But he comes back as a projection. Right?
He saved his energy in the Force. It's some kind of Force ability.
Well, it's
He,
implied.
he can't come back to the physical world, but
It's-
he's in the mental world.
What?
Like
He's there.
Force, spirit force.
he's
world.
one with the Force,
Force is everywhere.
Exactly.
and now he's one with it. That's what they say.
So now he can't take the physical form anymore, but he can help out.
Alright.
I didn't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? If he's just there, go ha ha ha. I'll go like fuck out of here. You know, but
Yeah.
he served like a really he served it well. You know.
What I think is interesting symbolism, instead of destroying the temple, he lights it on fire. Correct?
Yeah, you could have used like boulders to like just crumble it or something, but he just.
There's a
lit
difference
it on
between
fire.
destroying something and lighting it on fire. Symbolism.
Okay.
Go do research.
Yeah, it's right. Anyway,
Uh,
it's also the symbol. From what I saw, I thought I saw like the fire take a shape almost.
Like a
yeah, I
cross?
said that.
Like a
Right.
cross or
I
Well,
looked at it.
you
I was like,
said
"Is that
that.
the Jedi symbol?" I said, I
Yeah,
asked
this
that.
thing. It's like a. I have to say.
Half moon,
Yeah.
and then with like a stick coming from the center of it.
Lights like a light.
Is that good?
Like I said, it's only sexual if you use content beforehand to
Condoms?
imply that it is. Yes. Like
Anyways, he basically tells Luke that it's like a passing of the guard. The old way of teaching is over because there's a different breed of Jedi here, or at least a different way of learning the ways of the Force is here.
I didn't.
To where it's almost innate. Even the last scene of the entire movie sort of might imply that, right?
Well, what I saw as far as like not the physical way of teaching, like you have to first you will learn lightsaber duels, and then first you will you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, the little robot where Luke's going like bam bam, you'll do this first, then you will do lightsaber duels for the safety thing, so you don't fuck anybody up. No, I thought it was more of like the books as far as like like the philosophies of the Jedi, the rules, or like if it was a book where it's like this is what good is, this is what good is for you.
Yeah.
This is how to meditate. Cross your legs. Sam Harris. Yeah. Cross your legs. Now turn on some
You're gonna
music.
take every chance to shit on that guy.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, that's what I got from it. It's like how to do this and how to do that. Where you see Luke say like kind of like he's like fuck the Jedi, and then Yoda's like yeah.
It's almost like Luke is like the bridge to the next version of Jedi.
Ideals. You might be next idea of what a Jedi is, or should be.
Well, yeah, I would say in adding on to what was already there, because Yoda says you surpass the masters or something like that. So it's like the original DNA code of a Jedi's there, but then you add this on top, which is the Rey version, and it just keeps going and whatever. They keep evolving.
Well, yeah, I also get from it as far as like
Awesome.
the idea of what it's meant to be will now be.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
All right, let's fuck.
For an hour.
I know. I could chop it in half. Who knows?
People are gonna be like, I'm seeing nothing funny here. It's like,
I think people like
let me watch.
Subscribe today.
Let me watch Vine. Let me turn off my brain and watch those people that are not really funny.
All right.
Watch our Star Wars.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
our Superman.
Oh, she has big boobs. It's funny. Haha.
Get this shit over with.
And Batman.
So Rey meets Snoke, and he knows her.
Oh, that crusty guy. Yeah.
He knows
Yeah,
her. He
From the
knows
Force
her.
powers, anyway.
Yeah.
That dude looked like he fell on a doorknob. Like, fuck, man.
Honestly, I'm just gonna skip over the fucking.
Battle.
It seems like
I'll skip over Finn, Rose, and the fucking
Yes,
thief
please.
guy
Fuck that.
until we get to where Finn actually does like a fight. And
Yeah, it
does
does. It does look like
courage.
it's like we'll have to give him something to do. Here,
Here, be a Han Solo and do this. But you're not Han Solo, Finn. Sorry.
Poe looks like the kind of Han Solo, the new Han Solo thing going on. It's like I'm a risk taker, and I'm a hotshot.
Yeah, but they
Yeah, I think they're
gave
going for it.
gave
Says that.
Finn missions to do stuff like that, but he's a coward. It's horrible.
Well, I wouldn't say he's a coward.
I would rather Poe go onto that planet with the Asian girl. Fuck Finn. Finn could stay on the fucking ship.
It matters what happens, and he constantly is being put in situations where he's
I would have
viewed
liked.
as
You know what I would
comic
have liked?
relief.
I would have liked it
That's
if
my problem with it.
if he just went into that ship and just disappeared from the story. I'd have been okay with that.
No, that's horrible. I don't want that.
I think he was
Come
going
on.
for Rey the whole time, and that's when the story changed for him. Right?
When he
So
met
I gotta
Rey.
find Rey or something like that, right?
That'd
That's
have
why
been
he
cool.
was going in the pod or whatever. Escape pod.
Yeah, he's
And
also
he was
like,
Are you deserting?
well, yeah, she's like, are you a deserter? Because, I'm full of a lot of propaganda right now.
Oh, how
And
did he
if
have
you
so
leave-
much? How did he have so much knowledge on this ship? And wasn't he like a
Yeah.
garbage guy or something, or
Yeah.
was it just regular trooper?
Maintenance.
And he knew exactly where to hit it and like where to disarm it. And like,
Using sanitation.
My bad, sanitation. Sanitation? It's like,
So somehow he knows all their weaponry and shit.
somehow he can sneak
Well-
around onto both ships and not
Well-
be detected.
I mean, I have to look at it again, but he was like, you did see him like go on the battlefield with a gun. That was like his first,
Mission.
Yeah. So maybe there was like basic training going on.
Did anybody like Hitler?
I don't know.
I mean, not Hitler. The redhead smacking him.
Nah, he's a bitch. Anyways,
How many times did he get pushed around in that
Nah.
movie by the Force? That guy.
He's meant to be a non-macho type of. He's basically what the American propaganda will view as a Nazi as. He's not that masculine. He's weak.
He's not blonde.
He's very loud and he's angry, but he has no balls. It's like that's
He got smacked
Oh,
around in this movie.
there's a scene where Kylo Ren gives out an order. I guess when Luke Skywalker's projection thing is there, and Kylo Ren gives out an order, and then he just repeats them, like the exact same words.
Yeah. I remember
It's
that.
like all cannons fire. It's like yeah, all cannons fire. Like making him look like
When they're on the
fucking
beach.
weasel
thing.
guy.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, man, yeah,
Or like when the First Order.
It's your time.
get him, Biff.
No, it's a.
Alright, so this is like, I guess it's flipping in between two different stories going on here with Laura Dern. I don't even know her name.
Oh, purple hair.
Purple hair.
Purple
Just call
hair,
her purple hair.
but she's in like this. She almost takes like after being mean to Poe Dameron, she takes like a motherly stance of trying to teach him about foresight.
Well, I'm
and,
pretty sure it's
Leia.
it already happened before. When he comes back from that, like like that, this I guess you could call it like a suicide type mission type of thing, where it's like, what are you talking about? We did it, and like, yeah, and you let a lot of people die and shit.
You didn't even care.
And she I don't remember exactly what she said. You probably have it down, maybe. But as far as like letting, that's not like what a hero does or something like that. Or
It's
heroes die.
basically saying the Laura Dern character is more interested in doing the right thing than seeming like a hero, which is why
Yeah,
she
but-
was mean to him, right?
Okay, but there was
It's like
something
you
that
need to not do stupid.
there was
shit.
something that Leia said the first. As soon as he came back, like he got demoted by her, and then she said something that was like very like I don't remember it.
I don't think I wrote the quote down.
It was very like, it was like,
Yeah, that whole little story right there is pretty good.
yeah.
So right now they're hitting, for me, they're hitting on 2 out of the 3 stories. The Poe story, the Rey story, and Finn's dog shit fucking story. That was the only one where it's like squirmishly bad.
Because there's no
The other two are-
guidance.
you
There's
can
no
tolerate.
guidance from an older person.
I wouldn't say that.
There's just no depth there,
Yeah, but
other than showing the rich guys.
But Ray had Luke, and then Poe had Leia and the purple hair. But all Finn had was the agent chick that were the
I
same
don't.
age.
I don't think
No,
he needs
he had his own courage or his own fear.
Courage.
That's all he needed,
Dude, he's weak.
to make the story
He is weak.
evolve. Right?
He's weak. He's gonna have like a triple.
That's all he had
No,
left.
you know what he did? He had a double redemption type thing.
Yeah.
So I don't think you need like another like
They didn't need
an
to do
older
that.
person. I don't think that's needed. I think he already had that. And guess what? It happened again.
What should have happened
Oh,
that
he had Han
became-
Solo last movie. That's
no,
what it was.
no, dude. No.
He got to hang out with Han Solo. He had his little redemption story in the first movie. In this one, when he gets stopped at the pod or whatever, where he's trying to go to get Rey, he should have like tricked the Asian girls in Mount Rose.
Yeah, like how did he not?
It's like, there's an emergency coming. Blah, blah, blah,
What I'm
blah.
trying to say is
I have to get out of here so I can save someone.
I understand
Like that idea.
I understand the purpose of like
a
a mentor. I'm saying I don't think like an older person is needed to have someone.
Nah.
Like you already had that moment of like now I'm gonna fucking fight Kylo Ren even though like
I'm probably gonna die here.
how are you lasting like a minute? But it's whatever, He gets
Yeah.
he gets like he gets fucked up and
He should
gets-
have immediately been fucked up.
Oh, immediately.
But-
Without a doubt.
But that evolves a character because he took a step towards courage.
I thought I was going to see some character growth because it's implied that he's like scared and he's scared when that's drinking like elephant water and shit, and then it's how they made it out, like dude,
Yeah.
And then he becomes this, not like a fight or flight moment, but it's like I need to help, I need to save, whatever, And then the next movie comes, it's like, no boy, you're down here now. You're not meant to be in the movie, really. You're here for a side purpose. You're a side character. That's what you are. You're comic relief. Stay there. Stay
when
down.
you think about it,
Stay down.
when you think about it, that was his
Ugh.
only, not his only, but one of the few moments of courage in the first movie. It's not like he saved Rey. Rey saved herself several times throughout that movie.
It's basically him being in like certain situations. other than
didn't break her
than
out
him
of
like,
that.
well, we have to save her. It's like, well, you didn't really do anything to save her, but
Yeah, they didn't
You
break
just-
her out of there. She was already
she's
free
like,
and shit.
oh guys, hello. It's like,
like-
he, like you say, like he falls into certain situations where it's like this. It's like Like you get pushed into like a class and you're like, oh, all right. I mean, I guess I'll help. You know, like you're not going out of your way to really, you know.
Yeah.
Until like, and he's again the double redemption thing. You know, in the end of the movie, in the end of this
Never
movie,
be double. Then it's not redemption in the first place.
I'm just saying that's what they're doing.
Yeah, no.
Then like, you know, he's like, okay, I'll just drive into this machine and I'll save everybody. You know.
It's like there should only be one redemption. I think that's the definition of it. Like if you redeem.
What's your
yourself-
name, bro? Yeah, like smashes into him.
He's not redeeming situations. He's redeeming himself. Period.
Yeah,
There should only be one redemption there. Then you're over the hill. Then you're on to whatever.
of course.
But it's like
Yeah, she
Let's
smashed.
rehash this.
Yeah, they're in that base. You know what's it called? Whatever. It's like it's
first
the old,
order thing. That thing.
No, it's not a
Oh, no.
first order.
No, it was
thing.
their last ditch effort to survive.
You mean the rebels place?
Yeah.
The old rebels base, like you know,
Okay. Yeah.
Nostalgia.
but you know, they're basically like you know they're using something like to ram it open, you know, and they go out to defend it, like him, Poe, and Rose, and a bunch of people that are probably gonna get fucked up and they died, of course, you know,
A
and
bunch of people. They only had like what, 10 ships, and then there's like a thing. One of the guys is like, "We have heavy casualties." No kidding, bro. You had 10 ships.
But then they think they were like sneaking away to this place. Right?
the idea was that they're gonna
This
send.
planet?
Are we?
What's her name?
Are we really going
Girl?
to talk about this now?
Laura Dern.
Okay,
We should talk
That's the
about this
actor.
now.
I don't know.
whatever, man.
The character.
Purple hair. You know,
The mothership runs out of gas, and they all think they can sneak away.
The idea was I didn't even mention the Poe's mutiny thing, you know, but whatever.
Yeah.
The idea was that I from what I got was like the bigger ship was to be used as like a decoy, as you know,
Yeah.
and the escape pods would be cloaking devices, and they would escape to a planet that had an old rebel
Old
base.
rebel base.
But something happened, and the cloaking devices like you know didn't work. I guess.
No,
Then-
the guy.
They're
with
supposed to use
the guy
the
with the
code
code.
breaker to.
The,
Oh, that's it. That's
the
right.
coder
You're right.
told
Fucked
them
them up
about
or
where
something.
all the
So then they start-
ships were.
They start shooting
Yeah.
the pods, and then she's like, "Well, I don't know what to do now." I guess. And then she does this
She turns-
kamikaze shit.
She turns around and pulls all the attention towards her. But
Yeah.
But she waits until like 3/4 of the fleet's dead.
We do what we must.
No,
May the
she,
force be with you.
dude, she waited. She waited till like 10 ships were blown up.
Well,
She could have like done that a long time ago.
Oh, you're not going to immediately put yourself in a suicide situation, right? You're saying she could have done that a while ago?
Well, at least if she saw like 3 or 4 ships getting blown
They
up.
probably thought. Didn't they think that
that she was the
Finn,
last.
that Finn and Rose already had the codebreaker guy?
They
and
probably,
already,
they're probably trying to figure out what was going on. I have to watch
Yeah.
it again.
You know, Poe lost connection with them.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah, he got
Like,
stunned.
Hey guys, where are you?
Leia stunned him. He got knocked out.
he did this.
That was for the
He was like,
mutiny.
guys, looks at the camera like this for the 5th time. You know, it's like, ah, you clown, man. That's what he
Yeah.
is. Unfortunately, I liked him. You know, I was like, now it's so hard to like your character.
Poe?
I mean Finn, my bad.
Oh, no, I don't like him. Never
But
did.
anyway, they get to that rebel base and they're basically like you know they're trapped. They like the First Order knows they're there. I want to say Galactic Empire so bad. They have the same clothing and shit. They just went through like you know they opened this door. Okay, all the black clothing's here. Let's just wear it now. Look like Nazis and shit. Anyway, you know, trying to ram that door open with I think it's like a laser of some kind. You know, right?
Yep.
Then you see Finn have again the redemption moment. Where it's like people getting killed off. He's like they're like pull back and everyone pulls back and he's like
And he's like, no, I must
I have
sacrifice
to do
myself.
this. I have to redeem myself.
But
Yeah.
his
And then-
ship wouldn't even done anything, though.
You got Rose. Well, the
It
idea
was-
the idea was that he was going to crash into the laser and destroy and save people and give
He
it.
wasn't going to destroy it, let's be
I
honest.
don't know. That's what was implied.
I don't think it would have, though.
I don't know, man. That's what was implied. I don't know. So
What would be more important is him doing something where he sacrifices himself.
well, it's
something
called,
like
it's
that.
giving time for them to escape. Whatever. Fuck. I guess. So
Yeah.
what happens is Rose is like no, drives into him. You know.
How did
Why would you do that? Why would you? I saved you.
And then no, she kisses him and then fades.
It's like fuck. Yeah.
I forgot that.
So-
I had
corny
enough
ass-
energy. I have enough energy from the crash to kiss you and then faint.
It's because I saved you. It's like this. It's like it's like
So, yeah.
I would have been like, oh boy, and then Fuck, man, that's bad.
There's probably like.
Then, oh wait, my bad. Wait, he has time to drag her ass back, right?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
There's probably like a Disney conspiracy where they hooked up every movie theater seat with like a heart monitor. They're like, did they react to that?
Yeah.
And as the movie's going on, they're like, change that screen. They change the scene right there.
No, it's. Is this what love is? How do they feel? They're all robots, cyborgs. It's like,
Do they love each other? Do you feel the heartbeat? Is there emotions here?
Disney's like 53.856789 reacted. It's like, dude, keep the scene, keep the love story going.
the percentages are up.
High profits margins.
Oh, I'm just gonna. Is the only time I mention him?
Boy,
One time I mentioned him the whole conversation.
Yeah.
Fuck C-3PO.
He was bad in
That
this
thing
movie.
he should just
Very
die.
bad.
Like God.
It is what it is.
That thing where it's like, what's it? He's like,
Yeah, J3.
What?
A guy dancing. He's talking about how weak C3PO is.
it's like he walks. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
He's like, at least Jar Jar got some swag to him. He goes, It's fucking funny. The way he does that.
oh yeah, so it's like
Yes.
it doesn't work with the whole redemption shit.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, and you can't get rid of the character because that's just like a big gaping hole there. It's like,
We'll get to what the I guess the redeeming.
oh my god, and then oh no, it's at the end. I have to wait. It's like, don't sweat.
We're about 2
You'll
hours
get
in.
something. You know? What else do you have?
Hey, our podcast is
Alright.
just about as long as the movie. Look,
It should be.
You're gonna cut shit, right?
and
Yeah.
everything with James in it.
A lot of the pointless rambling. We're gonna cut that out.
We'll go with this as a full review. We'll do another one that's like 10 minutes where we just give a quick. We'll call it a spoiler-free one. We'll say, blah, 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 why I like the movie, why I didn't like the movie, grade. Done.
My grade went up.
Let's talk about that later. All right.
And you have to subscribe, though, to see.
Don't subscribe. Give us a thumbs down and flag us.
Let's
Flag
go
us.
back to Snoke with Kylo and Rey.
How he got killed, you mean?
Well, Snoke's talking about how he created the projections between the two.
Oh, so they could feel the...
He created the bridge so that they can see each other.
That's never been explained in
Blah,
any
blah,
other Star Wars
blah.
movie.
All right, I can go to where Kylo kills Snoke.
Where, like, he
Oh,
thinks
explain
he
that?
thinks Kylo Ren is gonna...
I thought that was interesting.
Well, he said that, like, this is your next test to get even deeper, even more power. Here, strike down Rey with your lightsaber. And then, like, he's like, foolish girl. The only thing he's thinking about is he's not even thinking about, like turning to the good side. He's, you know, he couldn't even think that he couldn't even sense that he was going to kill Snoke. Like, that all of his energy was going there. So...
I think that was pretty well done. Pretty good, actually. Because Snoke was correct about everything happening. I think he says, like, you will turn your lightsaber, and as he's doing that, the other one, too, is turning.
He's like, you will kill your true enemy. And that's
Yeah.
him. I mean, I started
Yeah.
like that. I was like, okay.
So he truly had... Snoke actually did have a full-on pulse of him. Of everything Kylo Ren would do. Or
See what I meant, like, from
anything.
before, it's like, as far as visions or, like, you know, or sensing something that's going to happen, they say different interpretations of it sometimes, but it basically all comes down, like, to the end of, like, it's true, but not the way you've seen it coming, you know, so.
Alright, now I got a strange twist. In Return of the Jedi, like, it's kind of similar. The Emperor has Luke's lightsaber, like, right near him, and they're watching the battle from, like space. Oh, you didn't watch that movie, but he's watching, like...
Good.
You know what I'm talking about. So, like, Luke is watching the Republic's fleet. Like, he thinks they have a chance to beat the Empire's fleet, like, because there's sabotage of the shields and shit. So, anyway, so Luke's like, I'm not gonna turn to the dark side. I'm just here. But the Emperor's got his lightsaber, like, right there. Anytime he could just grab it and, like, slice the Emperor down.
Oh, he's tempting.
But if he strikes the Emperor down, there's like some kind of foreshadowing that he's like gonna turn evil and get more power.
Someone's taking a shit.
So
Fuck it.
in this movie, now Kylo Ren and Rey are right there, and the lightsaber's right next to Snoke. What, is it Snoke, right?
Snore.
Yeah.
Snoke.
Snore.
I think I called him Snork earlier. Snoke. So Kylo Ren, whatever feelings he had towards the light side or uncertainty was gone, and he sliced him. So I don't know if that is implying that he became stronger in the dark side by killing.
That's what I said to you. You said that's not true.
But
Like killing your
by killing
master.
Snoke,
By killing your master, you get extra power or something.
I didn't say that.
well, Sidious. That's how Darth Sidious became more powerful in the Force, because he killed his
That's
master.
how he does the lightning thing, right? Because he killed his master. That's how he attained
Yeah, there was
that
some
type
kind
power.
of something that was obtained.
You said no, that's not it.
No.
Well, I
No.
read about it in the books. That's how he got more power.
Well, look,
Are they straight
it's
up
implied.
canon?
Look, it's implied that I would guess for the dark side that you do like things that are,
It's not. It wasn't
Just
that.
wait.
It was just doing a shitty thing. It was killing
Like,
your
not
master.
just.
Period. Would give you more power. Just straight up more power.
Okay. Well, then there's the rule of two. I guess that's why it's done. There's a master, there's an apprentice, and after one becomes the rank of master, then the old master has to be killed, and the other one has to find an apprentice, and so forth.
Okay.
I don't think. Well, it says here on page 5-4, I gained the cheat codes. I gained lightning if I kill you. Lie down. Because for one, we see Yoda has the lightning, the Force lightning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Mace Windu has it.
We see that Yoda has Force lightning in episode 3.
No, isn't that?
I don't know
No,
any of
that's
that shit,
Force.
man. I
That's,
just threw it out
that's
there.
the good side of the
I didn't
Force.
know
energy.
anything
That's
about
Force
it.
lightning. And we also see.
No, that's not Force light.
Yes, it is.
That's just the Force energy. His
That's-
own Force
that is-
energy
I'm
blocking.
Pretty sure it's Force lightning.
All right. Okay, we'll say Force lightning. Fine.
Let's move on.
I could be wrong.
Oh, so what I was getting at was maybe if Rey took down. I was gonna say Snork again. if Rey took down him, then maybe she would have turned a little bit from the light to the dark, and then Kylo Ren still would have been uncertain. But since he took him down, his uncertainty was gone, and he wanted more power. I don't know.
Weren't they still sensing conflict? Am I wrong about that?
I think Kylo Ren said his conflict was done. He stated that,
Alright.
like he was.
Okay.
And then he wanted her to join him, and that thing.
Yeah. All right. So this is a funny note here. When Rey and Kylo were fighting back to back style, the deaths look more like savage because they're killing these non-human looking things. I just thought that was funny. They lightsaber a guy through his face, but he's wearing a mask and he looks robotic, so no one will care.
I don't even know if that's they're human or not. That could have been the former
The guy
Jedis.
falls directly on his face and there's barely any blood there. I had to look for blood. Is he bleeding at all? His face just hit the floor.
So it's not that guy looks like a $190. It's not like that, and added force colliding against the ground,
Yeah.
busted orbital, whatever the fuck you call it, the orbital bone, and
Yeah.
busted nose, and no,
Yeah, his teeth should be
my
gone.
lip, my lip
Orbital.
is bleeding. It's
Orbital fossa.
He should be cracked or gone or something.
swelling, nothing.
That's when you know it's Disney.
We find out Rey's parents aren't any special people.
Nope, they just sold her, and they're. Well, here's my theory on it though. Kylo Ren could have just said that just to get her to join him. Maybe he doesn't really know that those are that's where Rey's parents were. Maybe they had something to do with that island, like we talked about, drawing her to that island or Jedi or whatever.
Possibly.
Maybe they're going to show that in the next film. Maybe not.
Or it's she might have known all along, and she was just hoping for something.
Yeah.
Oh, the shadow, the mirror.
Well, I mean, they sold you off
She might have been fighting for something beyond just herself, understanding herself. And she's like, if I can make this guy good, if I get him good, then that'll sort of make Luke Skywalker not be like this fucking. I fucked up everything. I'm gonna hide on an island somewhere.
I don't know if it's linked.
Maybe
help
she was
redeem
she was
him in a way.
doing, she was doing it for
Like
him.
Well, it just could be,
I think it's more of like
good things causing other good things, maybe.
I don't know. Her character.
Did we go over Finn versus Captain fucking
the Shockmaster.
Brienne of Tarth? Fucking.
Yeah, I was about to say that. She's like 6'3".
Yeah.
Looks like it. Oh man,
She might be
Captain Plasma?
6'5", man.
Captain
Really?
Plasma?
No, in the movie. She looked like 6'3", whatever the fuck.
In Game of Thrones, she's like
She's like 6'5". Yeah.
face to face with the Hound and shit.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about Captain Plasma?
Eh.
Eat all the chickens.
Captain Plasma? No? What are we talking about?
She's whacked to me. Doesn't mean
Oh,
anything.
fuck. Like,
That's fine.
Just
It's
like-
alright.
She has a sign.
always
Her,
be rebel scum.
her suit is shiny, so she's important. And
It's like
It would have been cool if like they took off her mask and like had something.
I don't really care about that. Yeah.
they didn't build up a character there at all.
They just like this is an evil person. Here, Finn. Here's your piece. Here, take it.
Here's your part
Yeah,
of
fine.
the wind.
Here, it's like you get the small slice of the cake. It's like Ray, here's the cake.
How did
fuck,
they
man.
that one ship just like be there for them to escape in like the outer space is like the vents are like there and they're breathing in oxygen from outer space. They should be like dying.
There's no
Like,
oxygen from outer space.
you know what I mean? Like the air from outer space was coming in, so they could have been inhaling that.
I don't think there is a.
No, what he's trying to say like
Like you know, like when your ship, if
They
you're
should
in
have
outer
suffocated.
space.
is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah. They're supposed to suffocate, but they're just like, oh, we're just gonna ride this thing with the RT all the way over there to that ship that just so happens to be by the exit.
It's called hero cliches. There's always a scenario where you just make it out in the nick of time. It's like
That's the
she says something so
suspension
dumb
of
like
disbelief.
you need a ride? Like shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, man. What's it? Rose, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
You need a ride? Well, no shit. You know what? I would have done? No, I'm just fucking around. It's like you get like Finn gets on the thing, she just knocks her off. They couldn't fucking buy like ride somewhere.
Alright, we get to where they're trying to sell Kylo as.
Wait. So
The
that's
de-
just meaningless, basically. That's whole.
And I guess it's Finn's redemption thing. It's his hero moment. It's when he's, I guess, initiated into the rebel.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm officially
if that's
part
true,
of the
if
resistance.
that's true, then that's three of them. Because that's before he tries to sacrifice himself into that laser thing. You
Maybe. I don't think we get enough
That's-
from his story to call that another one.
know? That's like a straight up
Like
sacrifice.
the
moment.
first one, he's in the movie throughout the movie.
Yeah.
This one, he's in like some side bullshit fucking plot
He's a side character.
that doesn't end up working
He's
anyways.
a mid card. You'll get the Intercontinental Championship.
None of what his plan was work.
You'll be
anyways.
Intercontinental Champion. You won't be World Heavyweight Champion. People like you aren't meant to be World Heavyweight Champion. Understand?
Not like
Yeah.
Rocky Balboa over here.
All right, so Kylo is now like being sold as the Darth Vader now of this new generation of shit.
I wouldn't call it the Darth Vader. I just call it the main
That's
antagonist.
what they were going for.
Well, what I got from as far as the main Darth Vader is because like he's viewed as this person who's very force sensitive, very powerful, like more powerful than most.
You want to be like your grandfather?
Well, there's nobody else in the
Says
Force
some
right
shit.
now.
Snoke guy said something
not
like
true.
that. He
Huh?
he had like a shrine of his helmet in the first movie.
Yeah,
They're always building him to try to be a Darth Vader type character.
it's not gonna
A
work.
Sith.
The bad guy, right?
Well, yeah.
Sith.
When you
Yeah,
say
Sith.
like you're saying Darth Vader.
Even wears a mask when he doesn't need to, or he was wearing a mask when he didn't need to.
I view it as part of like a persona.
Isn't Vader like all fucked up under the mask?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's also
Is
it's very telling too.
that the dude with the fucking hoodie with like the gray skin and
Sidious?
yeah? I mean, he doesn't have a mask.
I think it's just like
No, he never
I
wore
think
a
it's
mask.
just symbols and stuff. It's like I'm still this
I
person.
think it's a symbol of trying to be Darth Vader,
No.
trying to emulate him or something.
Oh no, he idolizes Darth Vader. They made that very
Yeah.
potent, very clear.
But he'll never be Darth Vader.
Eh.
Vader's basically a savage.
there's no Padme to save. I'll never join you. I'll do whatever you want, Master. Just save Padme.
I thought Kylo's voice seemed much more douchier and like more of a commander's voice.
Near the end, right? After Snoke died.
I was like, oh, that sounds believable.
Yeah, he.
Blast that piece of dropped out of the sky.
Yeah, honestly, I was starting to become a fan of him after Snoke
Oh,
died.
that's different tones of voice.
Oh, I just want someone as believable as a villain, not.
He was like pouting. The first half of the movie, he was just pouting. It was just, come on, dude.
All right. Then we go to Leia, like entering a trance almost. When she speaks,
into the cyborg. She is.
when she speaks with Luke,
She just moves so slow.
she like enters like a trance almost when she does it. When they're doing those communicating
Oh,
through projections and shit.
that was okay.
Luke magically has like a haircut and shit like that. It's a projection, so
Maybe it's him visioned as you see him on the island as you see him like he looks broken versus this is how I look when I'm all good and whatever, what's it called?
What do you say?
It's I'm trying to find the words for it. It's basically what he visioned himself or what he wants to be looked at as far as I'm back
Oh,
type of thing.
okay.
Yeah.
okay.
And do I think it's needed? Not really.
I thought he looked good. Pause. I thought he looked much cooler there than he did the whole movie. Like looking so old and decrepit, I thought he was a character from Lord of the Rings or Hobbit. For the first 30 minutes, I was like, what the fuck? It's not Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. All right. So when Kylo senses Luke, sees I guess sees the projection out in the field, just fires everything at him.
He's afraid of him, I guess.
And I just wrote down Kylo clearly emotional about Luke. And then I wrote they don't explain why Kylo is such a dick.
Yeah.
They don't explain it. What do you mean?
Like
In the movies?
it's like a all right. If you're the bad guy, if you see a bad guy in a movie, you sort of want to see the guy who's under control with any scenario. He's absolutely in control of everything.
Well, he's very impulsive.
He seems like a whiny teenager still.
Yeah.
He's an impulsive character.
You took my CDs.
Okay.
Like
Are you upset that you don't know why?
Or you when you said you dropped my iPod, you died.
I don't see why.
I don't think he's. Did you say that?
Yes, he did.
If you could just say,
Use the dark side. That's why.
it's like, do more than that, man.
Let me see your iPod, Jordan. He said iPod.
Is that the same iPod? All those years
Can't even
ago?
turn it on.
He's telling me you're like, yeah.
No, he was.
Whatever.
I couldn't tell if he was
What?
serious or not.
That's what he said.
We're playing Gran Turismo in my room. You're like, dropped off, kill you or something.
Oh, probably joking.
Yeah, you were joking.
It's like in that moment, Jordan grew a hook.
I care about the. Actually, I do care about my iPod.
We're driving.
But all my music's
Anyway.
on here, so.
Anyway.
fuck it.
What did you see from his what do you call it? Projection.
From Luke's projection.
Yeah, what did you see from there? When
Ultimate power?
they're blasting the fire, other than Kylo Ren's impulsive behavior, which is could be explained, not in the movies.
I look.
Does he enter
How about Paul was like, oh, he's doing this so he can escape.
He enters into a
Meditative.
non I think not Kylo Ren. Yeah,
no.
a non-tactical,
Luke.
impulsive behavior type of rage. Where it's, all the guns! Forget about them! All the guns! Focus on him!
Yeah.
It's like, shit. Then he doesn't,
Since
he's
I
Windows
wanted to see him
slowing me down.
cold and emotionless. Just fucking. a
Since when does
mastermind,
blasters
being clever,
ever
and all that
help
shit.
against Jedis?
That's what I wanted to say, rather than
You didn't
just
see it.
emotional. Yeah.
You didn't see anything else from that scene, that confrontation where he went down from the ship, or the giant chickens. They look like chickens to me.
I might not have wrote it down.
What?
So go ahead.
Giant chickens?
Yeah,
When?
What'd you say?
you know the little robots that got little like legs like.
Yeah.
Like chickens. They're like chickens.
I don't remember
What'd you
that.
say?
Fuck.
I'm asking you what you saw.
I didn't write anything down, so
So what? You didn't see anything from there? Nothing?
I would write it down if I saw something, because I wouldn't remember it. That's why I wrote it down.
Nothing as far as like his own little redemption, like acknowledging his failure.
Go ahead,
Who,
say it.
Skywalker?
I'm asking you, man.
I don't know.
Skywalker?
I don't know.
You didn't watch the movie.
I watched the movie, but man, I looked somewhere else when that was happening.
So?
There's something else going on.
So they can't go on. You can't.
Just say what you saw.
I'm basically telling you I saw some of like a redemption moment as far as like
What?
For who?
acknowledging failure.
What did he
Ren?
do?
Luke,
That's what I'm asking for. What did the story
in
actually do?
his idea, he failed his student, Ben Solo, who's now Kylo Ren.
Okay. So
And
remind me what
there's
he
someone-
said or did. What did he say?
How did he fail him, or what did he say to him in that moment of confrontation?
Are you talking about when he's on the ground and the other guy's in the ship and he's shooting? They're all shooting that shit.
I'm talking about the confrontation where he gets down from the ship, he faces him, and then they're talking.
Yeah, there's definitely redemption there from Luke. That's part of the reason why he can like just disappear afterwards and be happy into the sunset.
I'm just asking what.
I'm not sure I saw anything.
What did he see?
I probably would have wrote it down.
Yeah, but what about what
I
I
saw
saw?
nothing.
Care about what I
Unless-
saw?
When you say see
Okay.
something, do you mean like plot significant or Star Wars significant, or do you mean just movie making significant?
Anything.
I don't remember, man. Or I don't. Or I
I'm
didn't
just
see
asking you
anything.
because you got notes. You know.
Well, you remember the scene then, right?
Well, sure. As
So you're just asking me if I saw anything? I didn't see anything.
Nothing. As far as a moment
No,
where
I
it's
didn't.
like you can still come back over here.
Oh,
Where
Right.
where Luke says to Kylo Ren, where he's like, "If you like strike me down, I'll always be with you, just like your father."
okay.
Then he impulsively
Ah.
rushes forward.
Yeah, you told me that yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Star Wars, simple storytelling thing. That's why I didn't write
But
it
Han
down.
Solo's not a Jedi,
Same
so
number.
how is he always with him?
It's about, I think he's talking more about like the Force and stuff.
But
Right?
Han Solo's not
oh, man.
The spirit
Doesn't
of,
the spirit of Han Solo.
I wouldn't say that.
The guilt.
so it's even simpler than that.
How about the guilt
It's
of
the-
killing his father?
When some kids die.
She'll always be with you in your heart.
What?
No, like in your head, like type of thing going on here. I don't want to say it's the heart, like the head's like separate from the heart. What I'm trying to say is, as far as like, I need to get this out of here. I need to crush this. This will make me feel better. And at the end of the day, it's like, you know,
So he's
like,
a whiny teenager then.
basically, yeah. That's what they made him out to be. I already said he's like a weak villain.
Well, then didn't he like yell and cry at the end when Luke was like, "See you later, kid," and like he realized all of them escaped.
I think
It's
the
like-
Star Wars universe needs to start creating some pharmaceuticals.
Well, Luke Skywalker
Clear it up
had a
real
good
fast.
ending to his
Pharmaceutical.
career.
Yeah. That's a like typical teenager thing right there.
I want to get rid of this event. I want to destroy it. I want to kill the past.
Let's give him this pill. He'll feel better.
Yeah.
Red pill.
Now just kill everything. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Red pill or green pill,
You mean blue pill?
or it could be green. Just kill
I
everyone.
wrote down Kyle looks weak again, independent on others. Meaning,
How do I fix myself? You're the plan, and you're the plan.
which is weak. Anyways. Blah blah blah. It
Say
seems like
speak
Leia
up.
was grooming Poe to take her place, basically the whole time.
Say what?
It seemed like Leia was grooming Poe to take her place
As far as a leader role
throughout the entire
with the
movie.
rebellion?
Yeah.
Well, you see growth with this character as far as from someone who just kind of, I see a moment, I have to take it, be an opportunist, you know. As far as the first scene in the movie where, you know, in the battles
But they sort of gave that credit to Leia of him evolving or growing.
Well, he did it.
We had
he
to
did-
teach him a
He
lesson.
did it at the end of the day, so
Okay.
she's just giving him breadcrumbs as far as, here you go. This is the way to go. So, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, definitely. There's like moments obviously leading
So
up to that point.
she's probably gonna die of old age at the start of the next movie because her character is actually, I mean, her in real life is dead. So that would make sense. And then Poe takes over.
You can't just like kind of forget about her though. So
What are they gonna do? CGI over her?
they already said they won't do that. I was reading something about that. They won't do that. Like there won't be like a CGI.
So maybe she'll go in exile.
They can take clips from her doing scenes and shit and do that little like R2D2 projection thing
They can do that.
where it already looks like it's like not smooth. It's like a little staticky.
Probably.
Like, well, we could just take old clips of her and make words out of it.
I'll be very interesting to what they do. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I know they're not going to do the fucking the straight up CGI version of we couldn't get this actor for whatever reason, so
He's dead.
we'll just make him up.
Rogue One.
Well, it's that, and you saw. Remember, you ever see X-Men Origins Wolverine? They made Charles Xavier CGI. It's like, yeah, this isn't like.
Wait, which one? Which one was it?
It's
I just forgot it.
It's X-Men Origins Wolverine where you see Charles Xavier come out of like the like, you know, his plane or his jet,
Yeah.
and you see him, and it's not that actor. You know what I'm talking about? That guy that's on Star Trek and shit.
Patrick Stewart.
That's it. It's just some CGI version of him. It's like, this looks creepy. It's like, hello, children, come into my plane. You'll be safe.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I didn't like that movie that much.
Superman's upper lip in Justice League.
Must have.
Alright, wrote down random shit. When Ray and Finn hug each other at the end, I'm like, oh, it seems like they're in love, but who knows? Ray seems to have bigger plans. Then I was like, or it's Poe and Ray. Like, I can't fucking tell anymore.
Well, it's like this. It's like, with Finn, it's like,
Oh, because Poe's like, yeah, I know who you are.
Yeah,
She's like, who are you?
it's like fucking Disney and their fucking.
it's like Finn's now is like,
They
you're,
can't-
you're the side character now. There's your love interest over there. Knocked out. Knocked the fuck out. And it's like, he goes there. It should have been like this. It should have been like, here's her face. He goes like that. He's like, it should have been like I said the other day, it's like, friend zone. Walks away. Hugs Ray. It's like, I'm back.
Did you notice how they tried to make him look like he was interested in the Asian? Like, oh, he was like right by her bed. I'm like, come on.
I think he was like, it
Nah, I
looked,
think they were selling that, right? They're going for that.
I think they were, but it's all, from what I saw, really,
They're
honestly,
doing something Disney. They're going for a bunch of different directions, and then they're just gonna wait for fans to react to it,
oh, sure. Yeah.
and they'll be like, all right, we'll go with majority of
They're
fans.
waiting for
select.
fan theories and,
Yeah,
like, vote if you want to see them together. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Game of Thrones season 7. That's what happens when you go with fans.
It just looked like she was like, you know, like very into that guy, and he's like, I respect that. You know, that was kind of it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's why she was like,
oh, all right.
she was like, okay,
Need a ride?
all right.
Need a ride?
oh yeah,
Luke's dead, right?
Poe's like, what's up?
It's like, yeah, I'm Poe.
I can tan.
I'm a good
Luke's
pilot.
dead, right? Or does he disappear like Obi-Wan?
He's
Or is
like
Obi-Wan's dead,
Luke
right?
becomes one with the Force.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a willing death.
He did it knowingly. What he, like, from what I was reading, also from what I saw.
Yeah.
It's like he used so much of like his like energy, whatever the fuck, to use that Force projection. That I guess, you know, he like
His body couldn't sustain it or something?
yeah, his like life force couldn't sustain that. And
I
then,
remember his horrible fall. That was funny.
well, I wanted like, did you see like
Charles was
symbolism?
like, please tell me he didn't die like that.
Well, at least like, you know, he didn't die immediately. You know, like he saw something, and then we saw it. As far as the sun.
Yeah.
Have anything for that? No.
Smiling.
Done so many times. He's even in like a meditative
Okay.
stance with the
Okay.
legs folded.
You have to cross your legs. By Sam Harris. Play this music.
Yeah.
And you have,
There's
to grow,
a
you
way-
have to grow a beard and braid it.
It was a way to tell the audience he went in peace, basically. It's just a way of saying, like, oh, he died in sleep, peacefully. In a way. Okay, and then the very last scene is with a kid with, like, the Jedi ring on, who's working in, like, the stables or whatever.
Yeah, he's
Not
a
interested.
force
I
sensitive.
think that's them implying, like, a new generation where they don't specifically need, like, masters or books and shit like that, or temples.
I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
I agree with that.
I mean, that's what Rey is, right?
She's well. Here's the thing. What it looked like as far as like just the story. When you're following the story of it all, it's like she's looked at as like you know, like a, what do you call it?
Mary Sue.
If you want to go, yeah. I mean, as far as like, you know, you want to call her the one, as like, you know, these abnormal abilities that we can't like explain.
Prodigy.
Yeah, like the prodigy of the generation that they're in right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that kid, I don't know. It was like one of those things where it's like,
He just has a Jedi ring.
no, they gave it to him.
Yeah, they did.
That's the kid. That
all right.
Before they escaped.
That's the kid. That was the kid that's like, kind of like a slave that wasn't hyperventilating. He's just like, "What's up? You're in my house now. My animal."
I forgot to care about those scenes
I didn't care.
That's
at
very
all.
telling.
with Finn in it. Forgot about it.
Paying attention to everything, man. Everything. But
No, I paid attention. I just didn't see the ring as significant. 'Cause I didn't know what it was.
I didn't care.
rebellion.
What about him?
Okay.
It's either the rebellion symbol or the Jedi symbol, whatever the fuck. I
I
don't know.
thought it was the
Oh, it is the
U shape
rebellion.
with the thing.
It's the rebellion symbol, I think.
Oh, it's not the Jedi symbol?
I have to look at it.
Ah.
Fuck it. It's a symbol, nonetheless. You know.
Well, I think it's important whether it's Jedi or.
What I got from it was, as far as it's, obviously that dude's like hiding, like a kid's hiding his like force abilities, you know. So.
Yeah.
And it,
Yeah,
basically,
that
it
was-
basically shows him like, from what I saw, maybe the broom like a lightsaber or something like that. Where it's like, I get what they're trying to do, but it's kind of like, no. I mean,
I thought that was sort of implied that it's a different type of learning with the next generation. It might even be astral projection
I don't
in a
know.
way,
I don't know.
where they can sense each other and then do like what Rey and Kylo Ren were doing.
Well, I don't know.
They're, like, sort of
I think it's one of
projecting
those
with each
things
other.
where it's like with the Jedi. I'm just the story aspect of all, like, of it making sense. Like the Jedi would go and find kids,
Yeah.
and they would they might take them, or they might, I don't know. They might have just taken them. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, he has to serve a greater purpose. You know what I mean? Mine.
My left knee.
So.
Oh, Nike. Fuck that shit. Sorry. Adidas.
Well, they can't see it in there. Okay.
I can.
Can you? It's I guess, like, you know, well, I mean, he's like a young kid, just using his force abilities. You just see it, like him grabbing a broom. So, you know, it's like, in a way, it's like maybe he fucked around as like a little kid and he figured it out, whatever the fuck.
They would have to. I think they have to explain.
Well, yeah,
that,
but then,
I
you know,
think.
it's that, and then also they had to explain, you know, like someone who's like 20 plus years old who never used the force before. You know what I mean? Like, never, ever, 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 as far as we know. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same
Never
time,
even, not even calling it the force, just calling like, oh, I can do like fucking magic, blah, 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 like, you know, nothing.
Yeah, they didn't.
That kid,
fix
that
at
kid doesn't know
all.
what the fuck the force is. Probably, he's probably just like, you know,
but I think with Rey, it was
like a prodigy.
yes, a prodigy, but she believed in it too. The prodigal part and the believing in it, and then when she finds out that it is real, from Han Solo, then she knows it, and that's when her powers sort of unlock.
Okay, well,
Where it's like
Oh shit, it is real. It's like,
this is one of those things where it's
things
like,
open up, and
I just have an idea of it where that's definitely okay. It's just, you know.
I'd probably do it different, to be honest with you, but I can see
Oh,
that as
yeah.
a prodigal
Like, well,
thing.
they have Luke do the same thing. He's like a he's like a teenager in the first movie, you know.
Yeah.
And he begins like little bit of training here and there, you know, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But he's not going like, you know. Because like it's like said, like he's supposed to be like one of the most powerful Jedi.
Ever.
Luke.
But he doesn't finish his training.
Hmm?
Right? He doesn't finish his training, right? Doesn't he leave? He leaves Yoda, right, to go fight Vader and save.
Yeah.
You didn't see the next movie.
Oh, you didn't
I
see the
didn't see
third
it.
one.
Nah. So he goes back to
Well,
training.
they don't even show it, but
That's where
he
he's-
becomes a master out of nowhere. And then
So he goes back to train.
No, he became a master on his own, and then he. Wait, you saw how Han Solo was in the.
I
So
think,
should I spoil that for him?
I think it's implied that he finished his training with Yoda. Now he's a Jedi.
Master.
Okay.
No, Jedi Master.
Well, the Jedi is the master.
He said he didn't, in this movie. He said he didn't. In the Last Jedi, he says I didn't finish my training or something.
He said that?
With
When?
Yoda. Didn't he say that?
No. He didn't say
No,
that.
I guess in his opinion, he's like, well, I have so much left to learn. And he's like,
All the books.
nah, you
I
good.
might even
Uh,
put that in notes. Man. My hands are down to notes.
do Yoda know?
I would say in his mind, he thinks he hasn't, like Yoda's dying. And he feels as if he has so much left to learn. And Yoda gives him I can't remember exactly what he said, but like his advice was basically something in regards of like, you're basically there, you know. You're fine, you know.
Yeah. All right.
Even the way like he walks is different. You know, it's completely different from like the first two movies. Where he's like wide-eyed now. He's like more of like the hero, confidence.
Return of the Jedi. Right.
You know, so
Okay. So we'll make this simple. We'll go with we want to do letter grade, number and letter grade. Let's put them both together.
okay.
I like that better.
Originally, I had like a 6.5,
Oh yeah, expect
but
it.
just talking about it more, I'm putting that up to more like a 7 or 7.5. It's like between there. I'm obviously gonna watch it again,
Yeah,
but like a letter grade, I gave it a solid B
okay.
for me. I have to watch it again, so
It's probably like B minus range, 7.8. You could use minuses. Doesn't have to just be
Okay.
a simple letter.
B minus.
C plus.
Do you have a number grid? This is just so people have an understanding of little detailed scores too, not just
68 to
bland
like
grade.
73.
Say that again.
68 to like 73.
Okay.
It's a passing grade.
It's
You
gonna
can,
sound great.
transfer to another college.
I'm gonna say. I mean, I expected a 7.4, 7.5 range. And I do have to watch it again too, just to make sure it wasn't like cliche fucking symbolism.
Okay, like it's just like
this will look cool if we do
Oh.
it this way.
it's like those moments where so like like
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I like that a lot. When I'm putting on more like what you said the other day. It's like after like reflecting on it, it's like, yeah, those are big. But then I have to watch it again. So, but it's, as far as right now, just watching it for the first time and reflecting on it.
Yeah.
Rather than like watching the movie, going back. I can't go
Yeah.
like, hey buddy, turn back the wheel. Like
Yeah.
So it's like like making sure there's no cliches or it's like fuck that.
Yeah, like some of the like symbolism things. I want to look at it and find out if it's like
This will look deep if I do it this way, like this.
you see the guy with his fucking hands like this.
Yeah.
Directing.
Yeah, do that. See the mirrors? Do it like that.
And it's like, oh, you weren't even trying to do that, you asshole. But yeah, that would be hard to tell. But either way, like I said, I expected a 7.4, 7.5, but right now I got it 7.8, 7.9 in that range, all off of Rey, the one character, the one and the one character.
I only liked Luke Skywalker, honestly.
Oh, Luke wasn't bad, but I think he was incomplete. I think I got a full spectrum
It's,
of Rey.
it's unfortunate what they did with them. It's very
I got like a complete picture of Rey, like 75% of Kylo, like 50 of Luke. Or Finn is still nothing to me. Like, sort of like nothing,
Oh,
except for redemption moments. Like, but you still don't have like a canvas at all. It's just
Paul,
Poe.
30.
Poe's probably like 75% of what he's supposed to do. Leia,
You
you get a little
experienced
more.
character growth. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it, especially
For
what
sure.
you said.
Leia.
Cyborg, robotic.
Yeah,
Don't look at me.
she was trancing a bit. Yeah, but I'm okay with that. But yeah, Rey was the main
C-3PO?
reason the grade bump.
What'd you say?
C-3PO.
Fuck C3.
Rey was the main reason for the grade bump, as far as what I was expecting and then what I got.
R2D2.
'Cause they went. I think they went in depth with the hero character, the one, if you will.
It's just unfortunate to see them push aside the Finn character.
Yeah, that's why it's like,
Really, it's just sad, you know.
No.
Yeah,
I
this-
think it's sad. It's like that's all you got, really. That's all
If
you
they
can
had
do for
better,
this guy?
if they had better side plots going on, if Snoke was more of a factor, this would be leaning towards 8.4 range.
Yeah, they
8.5
just need
range.
a good villain. And Kylo Ren was not that good villain.
I don't think it's just that. It's like they're trying to cram a bunch of shit into 2 hours. Rather, it's like there's no expansion happening. There's no.
Movies to
Just-
come. It's just like,
No, there is movies to come. It's just poorly done, in my opinion,
Yeah.
as far as storytelling goes.
Yeah.
It's like
well, I'm not looking forward to the next movie. They just basically explained everything I wanted to know in that movie, and that's it.
I hear they're bringing back the guy that directed the first movie of the. Yeah, I'm like,
J.J. Abrams.
yeah. Nolan's not that far away.
I don't think he wants to do that shit
Who knows, man?
because he knows what comes with it. That's why he's like, darn out. 3 movies. That's it.
Yeah, they bring him to the meeting room. He has like sunglasses on, even though whatever the fuck. He's like, listen, bitch, complete control, and you will lick my boot, and I want you to.
I want 30% stock in Disney. And,
30%.
30% stock. I want to become a part of this business.
And then he wants to be frozen like
I want
Disney
free
guy.
iPods for the rest of my life.
Then he wants to be frozen in
upgrade.
carbonite, just like George, what's it, Mr. Disney guy.
Comes in McGregor.
I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over.
All right, guys. That's our spoiler. Right?
I highly doubt anyone's gonna fucking watch this whole thing.
Someone will, or they might watch parts of it. All right, I'm gonna do something else and play it.